All right, we're live with On the Air. Welcome to Friday night, episode 58 of the Fan Caste. I'm your goofball host, Brain Muffin, the Lifting Nerd. We have a special guest this evening.
All right, we're live with On the Air. Welcome.
Hold on a second.
What are you doing? What are you doing right now? What are you doing?
So that man being so demanding in the foreground, you know him. That's the last standing Simone because everyone else had this good sense to sit down. Nick Big Rig Uttam.
Thank you. Yeah, you forgot to set up your stuff again for the 48th time for 58th time. I forget whatever the number of the episode is. I'm sorry, I'm real bad at this.
All right. And the youngest member of the group, Kevin Dye.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Oh, jeez.
We're gonna sing a song now.
Hey, if you want.
Hey, can you tell me the difference between a southwestern accent and a southeastern accent?
No. I'm in the city, so they all sound the same. Seriously.
They all sound like a bunch of white hillbilly, redneck, good for nothing, no nothings, right?
Yeah, because I'm a city boy. I'm a big city boy.
Oh, this coming from the guy who used to live in Seymour. Okay,
I know. I also lived in Louisville,
Gallenberg. All right.
Yeah, but I also lived in Louisville. So,
don't you mean Louisville?
Well, no, it's said Louisville.
I don't care how it's. I don't care how it's written out and your pronunciation of it. That's how people say it there.
Yeah. Well, Louisville's in Kentucky. Louisville's in Tennessee. Spelled the same.
Oh, okay. Well, so you could have said that. That would have been a lot better.
Well, it's like up here it's in Indiana as well. There's a Versailles, Ohio, and Versailles, Indiana. It's spelled.
Don't
Versailles.
You mean? Don't you mean Versace?
Versace, no, Versailles. it's spelled as Versailles, but because it's French. Oh, and now the dog's barking. Dang, nabbit. All right. Also from New York, Liquid and Metal to Pros.
Buenos dias, señores.
And last but not least in our hearts, Reality Strength.
I can't be sexist. Most of my favorite things are women.
Well, if you don't like the new Doctor Who, then you're something. I don't know what.
Oh God. Well, yeah. Can everybody? If anybody's listening to the show, please put in a super chat for Frank. We need to get him a fleshlight ASAP.
God no.
That's what I have. I have pre-wife for that.
Yeah, he's got pre-wife. He's not married yet. He hasn't made that mistake a second time.
I'm just saying, if pre-wife is busy or out of commission, you got to back up. Always gonna have.
I keep her in good shape.
It's like one of those things. You always have to have an escape plan for every scenario. You never know when you're going to need one.
Yeah, that's why I have rechargeable batteries
and a bug out bag
and a large body-sized bug out bag.
What do you have a level 1 hazmat suit? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, sure. We'll say that.
I'm the one who's closer to the CDC than you are. Okay, I'm going down first.
Yeah. So are you down in Atlanta? Or are you back in Gallenberg these days?
No, I'm in Atlanta now. I'll go to Gallenberg again here soon, probably for Thanksgiving. I'll probably leave in the next few days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Gatlinburg still burnt down?
No, man. That was when was
2 years
that?
ago.
2 years ago, yeah, it's 2 years ago. No, man, we've rebuilt, and the thing is that the town, no part of the downtown burned down. It was mainly the outskirts. Like, I know. Actually, I had a video of all the stuff there. The weirdest thing was that the military were there to cordon off like how far you could go. Like, there's a food city on 321, and that's how far you could go. Then you had to go back because they would not let you go into town. Because they didn't want any looting or anything. I heard people were taking back roads and walking in and sneaking around, all kinds of crazy stuff. Man, it was insane.
It was like the crazies.
Jeez, no, it was. It felt like it because like you have all these military people who are there at the checkpoint who give you pieces of paper saying come through or it's there's going to be a fine or it's bad or whatever. I don't know. They're going to go look for you and hunt you down or something. I don't know. But it was just really weird to see this very small town, this military presence for a good reason, but it just kept feeling weird. And also there was no internet connection, and your cell phone worked like in one spot, I think at the community center. Like that's it. And that was like you could only send text messages. That's how strong it was. It was bad.
Well, I remember when you were talking about it on the main show, and there was a couple days when we had really strong winds, and we could actually smell the fires up here in Cincinnati. It was pretty.
I'm sure, man. I'm sure. I know. California's burning right now. So
yeah, it burns every year though. I don't understand how there's anything left in California to burn. I've been watching it burn for over 30 years, and like, gee whiz, every summer or every fall something burns, and then then they get heavy rains. And then they get landslides, and then for shits and giggles they get earthquakes every once in a while.
See, this is why I like making movies and living in Georgia. None of that stuff happens. It'll rain for a long time. The weather's meh. The people are okay. The traffic sucks, but all in all, it's better than California. So
seriously, what idiot in California would ever start a campfire? After the past decade,
okay, it's California. They're not all that smart. Once again, for like Lape said, for the past 30 years, it's been burning down, getting rained on, and getting shooken up, and they're having landslides all the time. So, at some point, the self-preservation instinct has to kick in. Well, I mean, you would think that starting like when it gets to a certain point, like they can tell when it's going to be dry and stuff. They know they have the machinery for that. They know like the moisture levels and all this other stuff. You think they would start like getting helicopters like on the ground immediately, start to wet down like big swaths of land, or at least the ones around homes and buildings and things like that, around people and stuff. They would start like at least once a week start making sure that those weren't going to catch on fire or something.
I mean, we're assuming Californians are smart. That's the first problem.
Well, I mean, we've had some fans from there on the show, and it's just like, wow, it's really not that good. I actually have a friend, what is it? Lape's crush, Daniel Page moved out there a while ago. And,
wait.
What?
Does Gal know about what you're doing?
Do what?
Gal Gadot.
Oh god.
His other crush.
Oh god. Yeah, she moved. Yeah. It's funny because like we all knew she amongst our friends we knew she was gonna move out there, but she did like the fucking slyest way. Like she didn't tell anybody. She was just up and left, and then she changed her name on her Facebook page to Dana McKay.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna make a difference. Like, bitch, we've seen your butthole. We know what it looks like. Okay? You've shown everybody. It's no longer a mystery. We're all probably on the same par as your boyfriend. So it's weird. Okay, it's really weird.
Yeah.
But she thought it was a good idea to go, 3,000 miles west and pay $1,100 a month for rent. So apparently that's a really good idea. And she's going to start her acting career any day now.
400 square feet.
Yeah. Get the closet and a bucket to shit in.
Yeah, well, when somebody posted a thing about The Expanse on the Facebook page, I was like, those two characters, and I swear the one on the right looked like Danielle. I'm like, I don't remember her being in an actual show.
Yeah, it's I forget who the other one is, but I know the other lady on I think the left is Bobby Draper. Yeah. Of the Martian Navy. I recently got done with the book, and she's like heavily in that book. And it's a good show. I like her character. It's just a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
Do I ask the question late?
I was about to give you a better segue than that. Yes, go ahead. I believe
give us a short
something to ask you about it.
Can you give us a short summary of this show, The Expanse?
Well, yes, I can actually. Yes, I can. It's a show that started a couple of years ago on Sci-Fi Channel, and it's about a ragtag group of people who have been through some shit, and they're trying to save
is it a fugitive fleet?
No, actually, there's people from.
Hey, I got that reference.
All right.
No, this is people who have kind of come together because of the circumstances that they're in, and they're trying to make sure that their little small swath of the universe does not get blown up. So they're trying to save the universe from something called the protomolecule, which is an alien molecule that's been sent from an alien planet 2 million light years away, and it got stuck in like Saturn's rings, and then some government found it and started weaponizing it and didn't even know what the hell it was to begin with. So it starts like running rampant through the entire universe. I think it takes over. Is it Ceres or Ganymede? No, it takes over Ceres Station, which Ceres Station is a station. It's an outer belt station that's been built into the Ceres meteor in this show, and the protomolecule takes a hold of it and starts hurling it towards Earth at like crazy speeds. That's like the first season. A lot of good characters are in it. For me, it fills that like space show void that I don't have right now. So I'm real happy with it. I'm real excited about it. I am really happy that Amazon has it now, and they're going to probably do more with it and make it look better. So,
right.
Sci-Fi fucked up again with letting a show go.
There's a surprise.
Yeah,
I don't think they've been able to figure out what Sci-Fi is since the mid-90s.
Well, one thing I hate that they always do now is they have their little like Comic-Con like stuff happening through that time of the year, and it's just like, hey, here's another thing from Comic-Con where and it's like a 90-second like little burst of what's going on. It's like, I don't care.
You've noticed it too, huh? Like I whenever they give out those like, oh, this is what's going on in nerd culture today on segments during the commercials.
Oh, I hate it. And like it's always and they always have people on there who don't know what they're talking about, or at least who read the Wikipedia page and know like the basic facts to talk about it. It's just like, all right, whatever. And they'll get like the nerdy, the skinny nerdy guy with his glasses and his his tie and everything. They'll get the kind of like tattooed alternative girl to be the girl host or whatever. It's like yeah, we're balanced out. See, we're cultural. We care about people. It's like that good for you, but I don't care. I just don't
nerd
care.
Dude and poser gamer girl. Right?
Well, I mean, it's here or there. It's always, to me, it always feels like both those characters, both those people are very disingenuous and don't care about what they're talking about. They're like, well, I hope this paycheck cleared.
Jessica Killbot or something.
Yeah, that's basically what it seems like to me. And it's same thing with like E3. Like E3 to me is the same every year. It's like a bunch of promises that never get met. And everyone's like, oh my God, they're going to do this. It's like, no, they've never done it. The only company that's come through every time has probably been Rockstar. And even then, it takes them forever to make a game, but it's fine because they'd make good games. It's okay.
Yeah, yep. I can agree with that, especially with the E3. I was talking about that earlier today with my nephews, how
yeah, I heard
E3.
Yeah,
sorry,
I've heard that Sony is going to not be in it this year.
Yeah, that honestly, I'm not surprised. And
why are you not surprised? What's the story there?
Well, I heard for one that the Sony headquarters officially now is in California. So let that speak for itself right there.
Wow. Okay. Wow. No longer in, where was it? I think Japan was it?
Yeah, like Japan was basically where everything was being done. Like that was HQ. And was watching a video from Raging Golden Eagle, and there was a controversy regarding some of their like their anime type games. You know how those games are. They have a lot of fan service and it was about the whole censorship controversy. But part of the controversy was, okay, well, look where headquarters is now, and it's in California. And, right now California's got some very interesting, let's just say ideologues going on, whatnot over there.
Yeah, so, they like to pretend they're on the cutting edge of like, being inclusive and everything, when in reality they're late to the game.
Exactly.
Somebody like me who's watched a lot of horror movies, especially watch slasher movies. It's a formula they followed since like I think the early 2000s, and that's when they went to like the haunted or ghost movies, and then they could get out of that and be like, oh look, we have kids and they're getting chased by ghosts, but they're all different and they're cool and it's awesome. You should go watch this. It's like, no, I don't care. I don't care.
Exactly. So basically that's where HQ is at, and honestly, Sony in my mind has been really falling out of grace for me since the end days of the PS2. PS3 was the PS3 era was okay in the beginning, but then I just kind of started noticing a bit of a change. And come PS4, I wasn't surprised. If anything, what I'm seeing improvement is how Nintendo's handling itself. And I think ever since Nintendo started doing their directs, for them they were like, all right, there's no need for us to do E3s anymore. They're overrated. They're irrelevant. So it was only a matter of time before these other companies started realizing, hey, we don't really need E3 either. We could just go ahead and do our own thing, or just not even show up and just release random bits of information here and there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's E3 is like, what is it? It's like the consumer what is it? Consumer Electronics Show, CES. Which I mean, I understand that show. You're introducing new technology to people, and you need people to go talk about it. It's fine. But video games and things like that, you don't need it. You can do like a fucking like Apple thing, and just have a whole YouTube video about it or whatever. Well, Nintendo will never do YouTube because it's Nintendo, so it's fine. But yeah, there's no need to do that, and it's weird. What should be done is E3 should change into it should be more for independent gamers and focusing on that aspect of it. It's like, yeah, that's cool. The big names are fine, but like, here are some people who made some cool shit in their basement. You should totally buy it and buy their merch. Like, help out the smaller guys, help out the little guys. Don't worry about the big companies. They're big companies. I have contingency plans, and if they fall, it's their own fault. So.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I also the allure of E3, I think, is like as a fun weekend to drink and play cool games and possibly hook up is always a fun idea. So I think in that aspect, it's cool, but definitely I would start tearing it towards the little guy and start giving them the spotlight.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Manos game needs an HD release.
4K upgrade.
Oh God, what was it? There was one game that I used to play a lot. It was called Stubbs the Zombie. Basically you were the zombie and you went around this like 1950s town, and you would just kill people, and you could like throw your spleen or fart or things like that, and if you kept biting people, they would become part of your army, and you can call them over and like have them run through facility and kill more people and gain more zombies. It was a really fun game. I'm really sad that it didn't get more popular than it was.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. What was it on?
I think it was on 360. Let me check.
I remember that game. It's the other thing that's just about gaming in general is the fact that everything became too corporate. Everything is about like the main big AAA companies, that the little guys basically fell by the wayside. At least back in the days of, I would say, wasn't really like that was that far ago, but maybe within the last 10 years, it's when I really started noticing all like the AAA companies are the ones that hog in all the spotlight, and all these independent companies started kind of falling by the wayside. Like they basically had to pour themselves out to one of those three to kind of get any attention, recognition.
Yeah, and the thing is that a lot on the end, those three AAA companies only want like the games that they can do over and over again, like the Call of Duties or the Zeldas or whatever they are. They want to keep doing that over and over again until whatever. And then maybe when they're desperate, they'll call up an independent or whatever and be like, "Oh, buy your game. Here's the money. Just take it. Just have it done by tomorrow." Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. There hasn't been like a real innovation in Zelda in a long time.
Well, see, and like that's why I'm not a big Nintendo fan, because everyone's like, oh, new console. I bet you. I'm always just like, I know the games are going to pull out. Metroid, Zelda, and Mario something or the other. It's always like those 3 or 4 things over and over again, which is like cool, but like those are always your launch titles for everything. I know you own them and they're your babies or whatever, but I see Nintendo now as like the child console, like it's a little kid console to me. Because I just don't care anymore. I don't care for the Switch. I'm not going to buy the Switch. Maybe if I see Jeff, I'll be like, hey, can I play yours real quick? And be like, all right, I'm done. Like, I do not care for it. And they've always had horrible, horrible problems at launch for their stuff that I think is just like ridiculous. even when they launched the Switch, they had no games for it for like the first, I think, year. They didn't have anything for it.
Yeah, they had 2 games.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense. And now they're like, oh, we have all these games. We're doing all this stuff now. It's like it's a little late, man. But whatever. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Nintendo lost me at the Wii.
Yeah, they lost me at the Wii as well because they had a cool Star Wars like lightsaber fighting game that was horrible. I was just like, yes, I get to use lightsabers. I get to fight my my brother, whatever. No, it's horrible. Didn't work. You had to like face the little bar for the IR thing to know where you were, and you couldn't face each other and fight, and it was just dumb. It was really dumb. Yeah, when they made the Wii, I was just like, wow, this is what you've come to now. This was entertaining for about 5 minutes, and now I don't care. Like it that seems like their thing. It's like that's why I see them as child consoles, because they're entertaining for about 5 minutes, and then all right, on to the next thing. I'm a huge PS4 fan. Like I've gotten into that a lot. I even have the VR set up, and I love that so much. And I think that's, I'm not gonna say that's the future, but they've really, really done a good job with the VR, and I've played it a lot, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. And I just enjoy it a lot. I just really do. I mean, the only time I'm going to go back to the Xbox is if they have a couch co-op of Halo again, and that's going to be really iffy for me. It's I'll have to really read the reviews and test it out and figure out if it's good or not. So
yeah, I got mad at that about the Halo thing because me and my friend used to play it like that all the time.
I had the original console with old Halo Combat Evolution or Combat Evolved, whatever it's called, on there, and me, my brother, my cousin would play. We play. I think Sidewinder. And I think out of 100 games, they may have beat me twice. and that's with everything turned on, vehicles and all the other stuff as well, maybe twice. And we would have competitions and everything like that, and for I'd say for 15 years we would play that shit, man. Even now, one of our friends who's come from Indianapolis came down last weekend, and we played with him again. We got drunk and played Halo again. And we all still suck. So.
Well, hey, Nick, David Applegate is listening. He even made a comment about the fighting with the controllers. Yes, brothers fought. They hit each other with the controllers. It was more fun than the game.
Well, no, and the one thing I remember about the controllers, they'd always say, oh, make sure you put on the wrist strap, because the first few videos you'd see about it is people who would like chuck the controller at their screen and it would break immediately.
Back when they were still plasma, before they were all LEDs.
Oh, dude, no! It was the most satisfying thing to see that, because you'd see some kid playing the game, and the kid and like the parent would come in. It's like, oh, you're not doing it right. Like, well, you broke the TV, and you have to go back to Best Buy or Walmart or wherever you brought it and buy a new one. Throw this one in the garbage.
Yeah.
those were hilarious.
Going back a bit, it's like I knew the Wii wasn't heading in the wrong direction when their launch title was Twilight Princess, that was ported over from the GameCube.
Or what was it, like cooking something or the other was like another launch title they had or whatever. Like those motion games, which were once again fun for 5 minutes, and it's like, wow, there's a lot of movement here. Just give me a controller and make the game playable for a long time. I don't care.
Yeah, when I'm playing a game, I want to merge with the couch. I don't want to be friggin' moving around like an idiot.
Yeah, this is not DDR. Okay, come on now.
Yeah, calm yourself.
Yeah. Well, we had one. My parents actually still have their Wii is actually out because my nephew's been over there and he plays it. But yeah, when we were first playing it, we're doing all that swinging, and then my brother figured out that it's just going by the snap of the movement, and then like we're doing some basketball game, and we're just basically doing a wrist flick for the shooting, and it's a lot better that way.
Yeah, it was one of those things where people started figuring that out. I think they didn't have a little piece on the bottom that would have give it more computer power or whatever, that it would be more accurate or something like that. I don't know if it was a little chip or what it was, and that would be put on the bottom, but it was something that they added. It's like, oh, get more accuracy with your games and this and the other. It's going to be better, and so you to be more real. You can really chop stuff in in this game or whatever. It's like, I don't care. I'll go chop things in the kitchen. I don't need this game to do it.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember on that, but that machine wasn't too bad. It's kind of like they took a step backward and said, yeah, we're not going to try and keep up with the graphics wars. We're going to just try to make games more fun. I mean, that did, eventually we had the what was the thing called on the Xbox 360, the Kinect where it used cameras.
Oh god,
and all that stuff.
the Connect is useless, man. Nobody uses that anymore.
Yeah, well, I know there were several games that came out with it, and then it was like poof. It was like,
oh, it was gone. It was,
yeah.
it was one of those things that was like a good idea for a second. And here's a funny thing: the thing I always see that used for the most is on Ghost Adventures, for them to like scan the area, quote unquote, and like look for ghosts.
Right.
That's where I see it used the most. And it's funny because I was at a convention in Orlando, Spooky Empire, and I had to duck into a room because people were in a hallway and it was just too damn hot, and there were just too many mouth breathers there, and it was making it too warm. So I had to duck into a room and cool off. And one of them was literally like just doing a review of like so-called ghost equipment. And one thing he pulled out was a Connect, like a Connect 2 or something. And he's like, "Oh, there's instructions online on how to make this, and make it a thing to find ghosts and entities and things like that." It's like, dude, I don't care. Just whatever.
Didn't they do that in the Paranormal Activity movies?
I have no idea. I only watched the first one. I didn't watch the other ones.
Yeah, I think it was like one of the third or fourth, because when they turn on the night vision, you could see all the, like the whole room was full of points of light showing where all the sensor lines were going.
Probably, man. Probably. I only watched the first one. I remember that one being a huge deal. People. Yeah. Oh god, I remember there was a website you could go to and click like showing my area, and they wanted to get to 1 million. I remember seeing it get to 1 million. It was so crazy, and then it got its massive release all over the U.S.
Yeah, I saw a few of those movies. They were okay, but it just became the same thing over and over.
Well, see, here's the funny thing about those movies. I think when the first one came out in October, I think a Saw movie came out around the same time, and what was happening is Saw was like the Halloween movie to see. It was October movie to see. Then Paranormal Activity came out, and that movie did slightly better than Saw, and then Saw died. Then you had Paranormal Activity come out every October until like the 5th one, and then it died. Mm-hmm. So they have, once again, Hollywood has a formula, and they will dig it into the ground until it is dead, and then they'll try to do something else. So.
Mm-hmm. They beat that dead horse.
You're not even kidding, man. It was ridiculous.
Because I think that's when the found footage was still struggling to no pun intended, but get their footing in the market.
No. They got their footing, because if you look at the independent side of horror, there were so many found footage movies. I think Richard Tanner made one called Room for Rent. It was found footage. He made it like 2 years ago, I think. And it's pretty good. It's gotten some more praise recently, but it's a lot of fun. It's probably one of the better ones because he didn't like go too crazy with it. And he kind of thought about everything. It's like, here's how the camera works. Here's just holding the camera. The camera's set up this way. There weren't any like phantom cameras in the movie, so he actually put some thought into it. But yeah, I mean that now you can't do that. I think the thing that really kind of killed it was probably the new Blair Witch Project, which was really good. But after that, everyone's just like, we can't do shaky camera anymore.
That and just found footage in general is just one of those, everybody collectively shakes their heads like, great, here we go again. Like I remember when
get your morph bags ready, people. We're doing this. We're doing this right now.
No, it's just a logical fallacy to the whole concept. Like, who's going to be like bother carrying a camera throughout this whole scenario? It's like when the first teaser trailer for Shin Godzilla came out, it made it look like it was going to be a found footage, and everybody's like, I was just dreading it. Like, oh no, it's Godzilla and it's by Toho, but it's going to be found footage. And I don't care if it looks like an awesome zombie Godzilla. It's going to be awful, but thankfully they didn't do that, and it was great.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new one. It looks really good. I'm down with that. I got to watch the Bryan Cranston one as well. I missed that one entirely. And
I've heard good things about that. You didn't miss anything. Yeah. Godzilla is in the movie for a total of like 3 minutes. It's so. No,
that's something we call honey dicking.
Yeah. No, I've told this story before, but I went to see the movie in the theater with a friend of mine because I was so excited. Like, all right, a new American Godzilla. It looks better than the '98 one. It has to be better. And they keep cock teasing you with it. Like he starts to show up, and then the movie cuts away to Kick-Ass. And it's like, nobody cares about Kick-Ass. Go back to Godzilla. Every time Godzilla's about to do anything, the movie cuts away again. And by the third or fourth time, I literally out on the theater, oh, come on. And everybody just starts laughing around me.
Jeez. I remember, oh, God. Oh, man. I've had some movie going experiences like that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that movie, I mean, it pays off at the end, but at that point, I was just so, like, too little too late.
Yeah.
And I still don't like the design of that Godzilla either.
Yeah. I remember those movie called Aliens versus Cowboys or whatever. That movie was shit.
Cowboy versus Aliens. Yeah.
Whatever.
movie.
It's whatever. It's just, it's a thing that happened that nobody talks about anymore.
Did Joel
I have a
make you
movie
go see
called
that?
Ninja versus Aliens. That's much
Dude,
better.
there were so many versus movies after that. It was so bad. There was like alien ninjas versus like robot humans or something. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Who got high and drunk and made this title right now?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's oh man, some of those titles. I mean, some of the independent ones, especially if you go to Redbox. Holy shit! Who made a movie in a weekend and got it to Redbox? Who do you have dirt? Who do you have dirt on that this got in? Yeah, it's always like Asylum and like Full Moon and Trauma. But no, not Trauma. Trauma will never have anything in a Redbox. If they do, Lloyd would be really compromising.
I don't think Trauma's done anything in the past few years that I know of.
They've done Return of Nukem High 1 and 2. That's their new kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And actually Lloyd Kaufman was not at Dragon Con this year, which kind of made me sad. A little bit sad. But I think he was doing the Canadian Film Festival or something up there and promoting, I think, part 2 or something. So at least he's still alive, thank God.
Yeah, we need more Toxic Avenger movies.
I wish more people would watch them and love them, and give him some money, man. Because damn, yeah. If you ever have any of those movies and you watch the behind the scenes, it's like an hour. It's longer than the actual movie. And seeing Lloyd Kaufman direct is the most like cringiest thing I've ever seen. It's just like he hates everybody.
Yep.
He has
all the horror stories.
He has people working for him for free, and then at the end of it, they're like, "Fuck Lloyd Kaufman." It's like, what did you expect was going to happen? It's like, I love Trump. I'm going to go work for them. What did you expect him to do with that? Of course, he's going to take you and just ride you until you die. Okay, until you say no more, man, and then he's going to be like, all right, next kid. I still love the man. The man's amazing. I'll never work for him every day in my life. Not going to happen.
Nope.
I love talking to him. I love hearing him talk about independent film and things like that. Great dude. Wrote a bunch of good books about film and how to make movies. Great man. But I will never work for him ever.
If I ever had the chance, slim as it might be, I would love to do a film with Charles Cullen. That guy is a fucking genius.
Charles who now?
Charles E. Cullen is an independent filmmaker from the Roanoke area of West Virginia. He does these ultra low budget horror films.
Oh my
which
God.
feature a lot of puppets and really like Monty Python-esque animations. And I look him up on YouTube because this guy's
I think I have. Okay, I look up right now and it's like bros on bikes, super badass, slaughter claws.
Yes.
Like, okay, all right.
Yes. I actually I have a really cool story. I contacted him a few years ago because I wanted to start ordering some DVDs off his website, but the website was broken. And after following a broken email, I finally got in touch with the man himself, and he was so cool. It's like I told him, I said, I want to get some of your movies, but the website's broken. He's like, well, which ones do you want? I'm like, well, I kind of want all of them. Then he's like, well, I can give you some of the stuff out of my personal collection because some of these things, they're just not in print anymore.
Oh,
so
wow.
we negotiated a price, and he sent me a box with a copy of every movie in like, all his public access shows and everything, and a T-shirt and a CD and a press book and a poster. And he was just so like a handwritten letter to me and personalized. And
oh God, dude, that's
this
awesome.
guy went above and beyond. He was so cool.
That actually happened.
I always endorse him to anybody.
That happened to me with a movie that I really loved. It was called Scream Park. It's a movie that came out. I think let's see. It came out a long time ago. It was made for maybe $15,000 or something. I don't know. It wasn't like all. It was okay. It came out in 2012. The director was, I think it's Carrie Hill is the guy who's the director, and I love that movie. It's like it's very like it's very slasher. It's very 80s. It all takes place in a theme park, overnight, and everybody's slowly dying. A lot of fun. I think what's his name shows up like once in it. Doug Bradley shows up for 5 minutes in the movie, and I contacted the director. I was like, "Yo, I love this movie. I watch it once a month. I know it by heart. I've listened to your direct commentary." And he's like, "That's awesome, man." So he sends me a statue of one of the killers from the first movie, and it's like I remember seeing it as one of the what was it? It was one of the tiers for his crowdfunding that was like $150. If you did that, then you got this doll or this figure. He sent me a T-shirt, and he sent me a handwritten letter as well saying thank you and stuff like that. It's like I've kept that statue. It's like sitting on my table. It's open and everything. I love it. I have the movie on Blu-ray and DVD because the Blu-ray is just the movie. The DVD has all the stuff on it, and it was so awesome. Yeah, if you're into that movie, one guy should check out is Billy Pond. He does a lot of cool, interesting stuff.
He does Billy Pond.
Billy Pond. Billy. Okay, Billypon. Okay. Yeah, Bloody Bill as he's known. He's done Circus of the Dead, Mr. Fister, and Doll Boy.
Mr. Fister.
And like the poster, oh god, it looks like a 70s like porno. It really does. That poster is glorious. Oh my gosh,
that's the best title ever.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's done a lot of good stuff, and I think he's fallen on hard times recently. I think he's been diagnosed with cancer recently. He's got a GoFundMe going on, so it's a little like because a lot of people who are in the independent horror community have been posting like crazy about him, about people giving at least whatever they can for his treatments, or at least helping out a little bit. So yeah, it's a little crazy. Yeah. So what else do you guys want to talk about tonight?
Well, speaking of a downward, we did lose an icon of the superhero and comic book genre this week.
Yes, we did.
Mr. Stan Lee himself.
Yes, we did. R.I.P. man.
The sweetest old guy ever.
He looked like it, yeah. Like you bet you could just walk up to him, and he could start talking. He seemed like that kind of person just by looking at him and the way he would talk. Yep. He looks so approachable. Yeah, that's the word.
Yep. If he just greet with a big smile and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and he'd tell you about, you just answer questions, and he just talk to you about anything. He's just such a sweet guy.
Yeah, he did. He did seem like that a lot.
And all these pieces of shit on social media, friggin' smashing him now that he's dead, or just disrespecting him totally.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to say he, not really invented the superhero, but definitely affected that genre of pop culture, and that whole thing. I mean, he's he made it what it is today. I mean, that's why we have a decade of 20 movies of Marvel that we've seen over the past few years, and on the main podcast WCBS we're always reporting on all the time. So yeah. I mean, yeah, he's and he's watched so much stuff all the time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you guys got anything to say, LMP? You're pretty quiet for a while.
Huh? No, I was just going back and forth with David. Your interesting conversation.
Yeah, he's actually paying attention to the
chat. Hey, you need to pay attention to this podcast, buddy. Okay, you need to do your job. All right. Don't you want to make it to the big time?
Microsoft
come on
Flight
now.
Simulator.
Hey,
I remember
one job and one job only, and that's to make sure the bathroom is nice and clean.
Well, quit shitting on the walls then.
What?
He's making sure the
biggest
bathroom
ambition
is
is
clean
just
for
to
the
die.
gringos.
Have you ever seen these walls any whiter than they are today?
I don't know. Are they wider than Lape? Because Lape's pretty white.
Hey, at least I'm not vanilla pudding like Kendo. Or vanilla, what did he say? Vanilla.
I have no idea. I forgot what it was.
Vanilla Dream or something.
Vanilla Dream. There you go.
Yep.
Well, to answer Tap and Dice question about Stan Lee, I've been kind of holding on to this thought for a couple days now. I've really been
Here we go.
reluctant to talk about this, but I hate to do this because this goes against what I believe. But honestly, for all the people disrespecting Stan Lee and everything, you know what? You're within your right to do so. It's a very fucked up thing to agree, that they have a right to say it. And the reason why I think so is because, hey, listen, I've done my fair share of disrespecting God knows how many dead people were making jokes about them, even when they were alive. Hell, when Michael Jackson died, and that was a pretty big one for me too. I don't know about you guys. I was still cracking jokes about him that day of.
Yeah, I know. We've cracked jokes as well. Chester Buttersworth or whatever died.
Oh god, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, we just get running that joke into the ground.
And the thing I think is that a lot of us, it's really is just a matter of intent. I mean, no ill will towards anybody that we big jokes. Maybe very rarely we'll probably have that.
Yeah, and I'm with you about free speech and everything. I'm right there with you, but also the people who do that, there are consequences to saying those things. You will get shit on, you will get pissed on, you will get called out for being that. You are 100% within your right to say those things, but understand that there are consequences to your actions regardless of what you do. Yeah, you're right to do that, but you got to deal with some shit afterwards. So is it really worth it? And are you just doing it to shit post, or are you just doing it to make yourself look like?
Well, that was the point I was trying to get to. Like, you always got to understand that there are going to be people out there that indeed do believe the bullshit that they're spewing out there, and we kind of already know who those people are. So them, in that regard, like you said, yeah, you're right. You're within your right to say whatever you want about anything, just like I'm within my right to call you fucking retard, fucking idiot, fucking all these things. So it just cuts both ways. They just got to understand it. And then you have the others that you really should never entertain at all, which are the people who troll. It's kind of hard to tell between the two sometimes because it's really the trolls are really good sometimes at convincing you that it's the real deal.
Yeah, exactly.
So the only thing I can say with regards to that is, hey, listen, for the people that truly, truly believe the bullshit that you're spewing and is coming out of your mouths, I feel sad for you because the day that one of your idols die, just imagine the people who you ripped on. They have fair game at your so-called idol that day. And to prove use a real life example of this. Remember when that guy, the founder of the Westboro Baptist Church, died?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So when he died, all the people of his congregation were like, "Please, please, do not disrespect our leader." Like, they were begging on their knees for no jokes, no no protesting of his funeral and everything like that. It was just so satisfying to see. Now they were on the receiving end. And mind you, this is the organization that says all sorts of things like God's hate fags.
Oh my god, yeah, I've seen this stuff for years, man. They're horrible people. Yeah, I would have been there. I would have been there front and center, pissing on his grave immediately. It's like, I don't care. I don't give a shit.
They were begging people not to do that. It was
how dare they? How dare they? How hypocritical.
Yeah. It was so satisfying just to see them on the shoe on the other foot, so to speak. And that's what I said, when the time comes for all these people that like to shit on Stan Lee, call him sexist, call him racist, all these other things they like to say. All I say is this: when one of yours, their time comes, it will be so satisfying to see the mental gymnastics that you perform, because the same thing happened. Just look at what happened with James Gunn and the level of of mental gymnastics these people had to go through to justify everything he said. And mind you, that's another instance where I kind of defended not what he said, but his quote unquote right to say it, so to speak. And I said it, hey, when that happened.
Yeah, but also, I mean, like, what is it? Also, like, his whole thing with the pictures and stuff like that came out, and I was just like, wow, dude, you really went too far.
No, that's what I said. Like, back then, even I said it then, you're within your right to say a lot of this crap, but just remember, you're gonna get shit for it. So again, it's like what you said before, Nick. Understands what you say will have consequences, but at the same time, unless there's anything actual that constitutes an actual crime, or that some hate, some cult of violence is being incited, there's really not much we could do.
Yeah, exactly.
In relation to all Stan Lee, I feel bad because Stan Lee really shouldn't have it. The man just died. The man went through some horrible things in the last years of his life. It's basically kicking the guy when he was down.
Yeah, he wasn't even cold yet.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Stanley was nothing of anything, just a type of guy that seemed to want to inspire people to be more creative. You know, think outside the box, create characters, write stories, do something more than just take what already exists and make it into something that's your own. Because that's the biggest thing right now with media. Everybody seems to think that the easy way to become a creator nowadays is take something that is already existent and just do your spin on it. Whereas Stanley was like, you know, okay, it exists. There's a foundation for it, but maybe do something with that and expand and do something different. Don't just take, for example, don't just take someone in a suit, change and swap the gender, ethnicity, whatever, and then say, oh, this is the legacy of this character going forward. You know, do something different. Create your character. Take somebody from a different neighborhood, take somebody from a different location in the world, and make them into a hero. Give them a story. Give them adversity. That's what Stanley was about. He was about creating a world, creating a universe, creating a hero, and expanding. And actually, there was actually something interesting that I remember now. Talking about that, they had like this weird course thing online, which was about the history of superheroes. And I remember his name being attached to that curriculum. If I ever find the link, I'll show it to you guys. But a part of it was like studying superheroes, like as well as their origins. One, for example, I didn't know about this. Like the origin of Storm is actually based on an actual African like witch.
Oh, okay.
So the inspiration for that actually exists in like mythology. And obviously there are other characters that have other origins that are mythological as well. But that's the whole idea, the basis by it. Like, there's this character that exists in this format of story. What if we made this character to something more? You know, that's what Stanley was about. And it's a shame that he's gone now, because while the message that while his message is out there, right?
Yeah.
It's no longer coming from him. It's coming from people who are supposedly like the new guard, so to speak. It's the new people at Marvel. And they're going to say, hey, this is the message as by, you know, one of our founders, Stan Lee. And they're adding their spin to the message. It's basically, just if to use an analogy, it's basically going to be, you know, religion. And it's going to happen sooner or later. And we're going to start seeing more and more. Oh, this is what Stan Lee would have wanted. Oh, how dare you? It's going to start coming out. I just say, let's give it some time. Marvel's going to start making some mistakes. And they're going to start pulling the Stan Lee card because it's convenient.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, and like that's the thing with a lot of these big companies that lose, like, you know, their major their founders and things like that. Look at Apple. Look at what was the makeup artist? Not Rick Baker. I forget his name for the life of me. But when he fell off, like his company's not doing too well either. And it's one of those things. Like it seems like when those companies or those places lose their way, they forget, you know, they forget the message that, you know, the guy has given them over the years and the meaning and everything, and they're just like, oh, money, 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 and then that's it. That's all it becomes, and then you become this machine that is, you know, starts losing money and was wondering why. It's like, oh yeah, because you don't know what you're doing and you've forgotten what this all means.
Sorry, I just drank so much ginger ale that it's in my throat, like just right now.
Yeah. They lose the sight of the you know, the vision of the creator, and
yeah, exactly.
It becomes it. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Apple, and Microsoft is in a similar boat. Both companies are being run by bean counters. They're not being run by visionaries.
Yeah, did what's his name leave Microsoft? Bill Gates?
Yeah, I mean, he stepped down. He's not actively involved. He does his.
No wonder Windows 73 still needs 14 updates.
Yeah, or Windows 10. Even, you know, Windows 10 is atrocious, and Apple, it's like they find something dumber to do every couple weeks. It's unbelievable. You know,
yeah,
now they have a thing. some sort of security chip now that'll be in the newer machines that if it detects that somebody has tampered with your computer that's not an Apple authorized dealer, it'll shut it down and basically bricks your computer.
Which is really good. I mean, I remember I had an old iMac, like I think from 2008 or something like that. It was an old one. I still have it, and I'm still able to like take the screen off. I can mess with the hard drive. I can even change the CPU if I want to. It's real easy.
Yeah, I'm on a 2010 machine, and I've put and I don't know what, even in the so-called Pro line, they're doing things that are really irritating people. Now they still make some of their stuff is still pretty good. I mean, some of the Pro line stuff, they've got the W processor.
Well, no, I mean even the Pro one that came out a couple years ago, the trash can one was horrible.
Oh yeah, that was a Pixar design that wasn't supposed to go out, and someone, instead of, I don't know who made that decision. I don't know if that was Jobs or someone else, but instead of upgrading the Mac Pro from the cheese grater, machine, someone said, well, hey, we've already made this for Pixar. Let's make it for real. And it had a novelty aspect to it. And its specs were ahead of the curve, but not for very long. And then you couldn't upgrade anything in it of significance. And so,
which is really shitty. I mean, basically they're just a phone company now.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is that the iPhone X or 10, whatever you want to call it, didn't sell that many stuff, and they're having to kill it. The same thing's happening now with the X, the XR, the MRX, or the I don't know what the hell the numbers are anymore. The letters, that mean anything. The higher tier phones now, everybody still wants the 7 and the 8. There are more sales of that. I remember reading that in an article recently. The people want the home button. I want my damn audio jack back. Okay.
Right.
I miss that. I don't want to have a fucking dongle for this bullshit or wireless headphones that I'm going to lose. I have to pay another $200 for.
Right. Not even good wireless headphones at that.
Yeah, I don't care for them. Even if I get like moderate wireless headphones, they're still wireless headphones. They still need to be charged. It won't last all the goddamn time. I don't like having them in my ears. I look like a jackass at the gym with these like pods in my ears and I'm blaring music and stuff. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Right. Give me my wire. Give me my headphone jack. Give me my home button, and I'll be happy.
Now that you mentioned the headphone segment, like looking like an idiot. You know how you have people who have those wireless earbuds, and they look like they're talking to themselves. Like you try to have a conversation with them, they can't hear a damn thing.
Well, no, like it's especially with the Apple white ones, the ones that like they're white ones. They love like showing everywhere because like, oh, they're clean, they're white, they're good. It's like, no, when you have them without the wire in, you look like an asshole. You literally look like an asshole.
True, because it's like that at my job.
Yeah, because like I see somebody like on YouTube or anybody in the public with them on. It's like you're missing the wire. It's like somebody's cut the wires on the headphones that you got, and you just have them in your ear because it's like the fashionable thing to do now. It's like having earrings in or whatever. Like that's what it looks like to me, and I don't like them. I bought. I think my iPhone came with the headphones that have the little weird, the USB-C jack or whatever, in them, and I use those a lot. And it's just like I want physical headphones. That's just how I am.
That goes without saying. Like when it comes to cell phones, because the headphone jack on cell phones has pretty much kind of been a thing for like the longest.
Yeah, and I mean, and like cell phones have Bluetooth in them, so if you wanted to go wireless, the option is there. Just give me back my fucking headphone jack. That's all I want.
Yep.
But remember, just think of it like this: they were so obsessed with the whole like thinning out the iPhone that by the time we get to like 11, 12, or 13, it's just gonna be a sheet of paper at this point.
Well, no, I mean, okay, yeah, and even then with thinning out the iPhone, remember the problem with that was like the battery would blow up inside the phone and come out.
Damn.
Okay, well, we don't judge where that phone may have come from. Just saying.
Vietnam.
Did you make it? Do you know where it came from? What do you know?
Oh God! I'm surprised no one caught on to that. No, you.
Yeah, his cousin, man, put it together. Don't be making fun of his cousin.
Well, I was like Android. I made the same joke about the Note 8. I'm like, was this one produced in a particular part of the world? Just ask it.
You got to talk to his cousin's little friend.
Well, first of all, we probably would have done a better job. First of all, my people probably would have done a better job, and for 5 cents per day.
You're probably right, because I do have a pair of DCs that have just never gone away. Like they've lasted for years now. So thank you.
Well, my cousin out here may have lost a finger, but he says you're welcome.
Good.
I don't know how. He wasn't even on the assembly line that day.
He chopped it off during break, and he got like, you know, a workers' comp from it or something. Is workers' comp a thing that happens down there? I don't know. Is that a thing?
Well, it's only workers' comp if you somehow are dumb enough to get your finger stuck inside the Corona bottle and can't get it out.
He wanted that lime. He wanted that lime, bro. He wanted that lime real bad. Okay.
What are you talking? Lime? What are we talking about? We don't do the lime.
Do you do orange?
You don't do the lime?
Do you just kind of like use the lemon instead of the lime? Like what happens? What happens?
No,
he was trying to get the worm out.
So we do. We grab the orange and we paint it either green or yellow, whatever we feel like painting it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
We started with Stan Lee and just ended up making fun of
welcome to WCBS. We go.
This is a great moment.
Hey, we do the same thing. Sometimes we talk about nothing for 2 hours. So
I mean, if we want to reel it back to Stan Lee and no more tech conversations for late. I know let's
just put it this way before we get back to Stan Lee. Nick, we trained, as in LMP and I, we trained Kendo for you. So you're welcome.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jeez.
Okay. Kendo's doing bigger and better things now.
I know.
Mostly eating the McRib every now and then, which, by the way, Kendo, I'm friggin' mad at you because I'm waiting for the McRib to come back here in New York City, and we haven't gotten that bad boy, and I still haven't eaten one.
Those things are so disgusting. I hate them.
I hate McDonald's. I hate McDonald's in general. I think McDonald's is shit, and I can't do it, man. I cannot do it.
I'm more of a Wendy's guys anyway, but I just want a McRib.
Wait, they have Wendy's in New York?
Oh yeah, we actually have Wendy's around the area. Well, I won't say around my area, but it's a bit of a drive away. But yeah, we have Wendy's, and I'd rather actually eat at Wendy's than I would sooner want to eat at Burger King or McDonald's. Burger King used to be my thing, and then it started sucking. McDonald's, I just go maybe for a big breakfast, but those are overpriced.
Oh God, no, I remember doing the breakfast 2 times in a row, and I nearly shit myself twice. Like, I'm never doing that again. Never doing that again.
So no McGriddles.
Taco Bell master race.
Yeah, see, no, Taco Bell I can do. I never have a problem with Taco Bell. I'm fine with Taco Bell.
Yes, I love Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's just McDonald's. Like always, like I just don't like them at all. I just don't. You know, and it's just horrible. I always see there's one near my apartment, and there's always a line out the door. It's like, why? Just go somewhere else. Go anywhere else.
Chipotle.
Okay, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Taco Bell or White Castle? Which does the least damage?
Oh, that's
Taco Bell. For me, Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Any other takers?
Huh?
Anybody else want to weigh in on that?
No.
What is your review of Taco Bell and White Castle?
Taco Bell, a few things. Actually, both of them. I would only order like maybe 1 or 2 things off the menu. But if I had to choose between the two, and I value and I'm just feel like living that day, I would sooner go to White Castle.
Well, here's the thing that's my problem. Like, every now and again, I'll go to my friend's house and drink, and then like one of them who's still sober will go out and go get food. And one time it was Taco Bell, and I was like, man, I'm really hungry, and I gave him like 4 things to go get me. It was just a weird night. I was like, man, I'm so full of Taco Bell now and alcohol. This is kind of bad.
It's like $6 for all that, right?
Yeah. It was like $3.50 for all of it.
I regret that the only White Castle I can get are the frozen ones at the supermarket, because there's no White Castle restaurant within 1,000 miles of here.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, poor man.
I don't think there's any. There might not be any in Georgia. I might be wrong. I might have to like really look for them, but that requires effort.
I think they're closer than 1,000 miles there, Frank.
Which is weird because as far as where I live, again, it's another one of them things where I have to actually drive a distance to get to White Castle. But I'm surprised that we even have any in the city to begin with.
Why is it that? Is it that packed in the city that they just can't fit anymore?
Well, no. Well, actually, if you know anything about White Castle, and now that I think about it, I kind of answered my own question. I'm about to answer my own question. the city is full of crackheads, so that does kind of explain why White Castle's still around.
Yeah.
But this also,
I was say, with all that pot being smoked, surely there's got to be a White Castle.
Listen.
Oh, whatever, Labe. You know you were a hippie once. You probably smoked bowls, sir. Come on now.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Lake was smoking pot.
He smokes churros.
Solomon. I'm pretty sure if I were to look into the book of Lake, there's probably a page or or something about how he smoked.
No. If you look in the book of Labe, there are 3 years. There's a 3-year gap there, and he doesn't know why.
The day he invented the bong.
For some reason, there's a 3-year gap. We don't know what happened. Neither does he. all he remembers is the weird tattoo that he got on his upper back shoulder. That's it. He doesn't know how it got there. He's not gonna ask any questions. It just happened.
My hair's beaded.
Those were the mushroom years.
There's feathers in my hair, and it's braided, and it's just happening.
He went under a different name.
What did you
That's
go to?
just your
go to
opinion,
San Francisco
man.
for a day? What happened?
I don't know. I have yet to decipher the rest of that book. All I know is when we finally found it, it was an incoherent mess. But apparently, Leap has lived a very interesting life in his. God, I don't know, how long has humanity been alive, Leap?
All the time.
Forever and ever.
Longer than your belief has room.
Oh my.
Oh, wait a second. So you were around before any of the religions were created.
So, well, if you want random, incoherent ramblings, just watch me drunk post on Facebook.
Oh God, those are the best. Because when he gets drunk, he'll message me privately, and I love it. I love it every time. It's so much
fun. First of all, late. If I want an incoherent mess, I'll listen to one of your videos.
Okay, just listen to the episode 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit!
Jeez.
I was just fucking around with him just now. That's just harsh, Frank.
I don't remember 2 weeks ago. What did we do 2 weeks ago?
I don't know. I don't even
It was
remember.
episode 56. Huh?
You were drunk. You just lost your job.
Oh, okay.
LMP was no show. Tap and I had to leave, and then I had to leave.
Yeah.
Hey, I came back though.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway.
Yep. That
and
is
then
true.
let's share. Brian was talking about the oil and all that. How it's it comes back.
Yep.
Jeez. Well, sorry.
It's
Does anybody have any more Stan Lee stuff to talk about?
let me throw something in there. You can go first, Frank.
All right. Well, we were going to share our favorite Stan Lee cameos.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think, despite the movie itself sucking, I think my favorite one was Amazing Spider-Man 1, where he's playing that librarian with the headphones on, and Spidey and Lizard are fighting in the background, and he's just completely oblivious. I just love that one so much.
Oh man. I think I have to say mine's the Hulk in 2008 when he drinks the
the tainted soda.
Yeah, the tainted soda. Yeah. That's my favorite. He just wanted a soda. Okay, he didn't want to turn into anything. He just wanted a soda. All right, come on. He didn't want to get the hepatitis from Edward Norton. Okay.
Hulkatitis.
Oh,
Wait a second. You might be onto something with that hepatitis thing. When did American History X come out? Before that movie or after?
God!
Way before.
Oh my God! He did give him hepatitis.
Because American History X was in the 90s.
Oh God, no.
Oh shit!
Oh, poor Stan.
Yeah, American History X is 98. So 10 years before. And
hepatitis has no cure, so yeah, he definitely probably gave it to him.
God, he probably gave him the gift as well.
Okay. I'll give mine. I think my favorite one was the one from Captain America, the first one, where he's just
yep.
He's like, I thought he'd be taller. I mean, I liked it so much because it just came out of left field. I didn't expect it. That's what I did like about it. I thought he'd be taller. That dude walks out. That one, I love that one. But the close second would be the one from Winter Soldier when he's that security guard and they stole the costume. He's like, "Oh, I am so fired."
Yes. I have a package here for Tony Stank.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Jeez.
Well, my favorite was in the second Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie when he wouldn't let Tobey sit down.
Oh, jeez.
That
was a good one.
Yeah, but that wasn't him. That was someone else.
Well, about Bruce Campbell.
Oh, that was that was Bruce Campbell. Yeah,
I know. I was waiting for someone to figure that out.
I was wondering,
Your
like,
favorite Stan Lee cameo wasn't a Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah, no, I think it was in the Incredible Hulk TV show in the 70s when he told him to shut up. No, I don't know if he was in that. So I haven't seen all of those movies, and I think wasn't he in the second one, in the second Spider-Man movie? Seriously, with Toby, didn't he like push somebody out of the way?
Yeah, he grabs a girl or something.
No, that wasn't the first one.
That was the first one? The building. He's like, look out or something. The building was falling down.
Green Goblin like throws his pumpkin bombs at the balcony, and it's falling down. And Stanley like grabs some young girl and pulls her out of the way.
That was the second one, because the first one you just sort of see him grab someone, but you don't see it from the top. You see it from the side, like at their view level. But on the second one, you can actually see from above when he grabs the girl out of the way, because I think that's when him and Doc Ock are fighting, and that's when the pieces of the building fall. So he like basically saves people twice in the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then the third one, he's like, "Hey, I guess one man can make a difference."
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one where he plays in the Iron Man movies, where one of them he's like Hugh Hefner, and the other one he's
Oh no! Yeah, it was the first Iron Man movie. First Iron Man movie is like because Tony's like, "Hey, Hugh," and he's like, "What?"
Right. And then he's like, what's that?
Then he was Larry King.
Yeah, Larry King.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Suspenders. That's so funny.
So does that mean I get a turn now?
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
All right. So favorite. I'm surprised none of you mentioned this one. My favorite's actually from the Spider-Man cartoon. The one where him and Spider-Man meet for the first time in real life. Madam Web brings the Spider-Man over to that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, meet the creator," and it's like creation and creator meet one another. And I didn't know this, but Madam Web actually was voiced by his late wife.
Oh.
Yeah. I was actually watching that clip again, and I was going through the comment section. People were like, "Oh, did you know she was actually voiced by his wife?" Which is why, if you watch that scene again, he makes a remark of like, "Oh, and who is this lovely lady?" And it's kind of like him talking to his wife, like addressing her, calling Madam Web this beautiful woman, subtly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it has that nice, and what I like about it, and again, I'm really bad when it comes to dates often, but I can't remember which came out first, but it reminds me, if you ever watched this episode of Batman the Animated Series, where they had the Adam West episode where he was playing the Great Ghost, and Batman says, "Hey, you inspired me, you inspired the Batman character," and it was like Bruce Wayne, it was Kevin Conroy talking to Adam Wee.
Yep.
Adam Wee.
So I kind of got those vibes from that scene, and just watching Stan Lee and Peter Parker, Spider-Man, just web slinging throughout the city, and Madam Web says, "Hey, it's time to go, Peter. We got to keep moving," and he'll just leave Stan Lee at the top of the rooftop, and he's like, "I wonder if the Fantastic Four will give me a ride down."
That's good. I don't think that really qualifies as a cameo when he has like a featured part.
Hey, it's a Stan Lee moment. We're including it on this, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's a moment, but it's not a cameo.
It's drawn like him.
Yes, I am going to nitpick
Thanks,
this.
Phil.
Like the duck, quacks like the duck. Did he ever make an appearance anywhere else on that show? As far as I'm aware, no. So it's a cameo.
All right, you can have it.
Have it?
Let the beaner have his
No. This is an open and shut case. Dismiss.
We're allowing you to have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
I'm not gonna
just like you're allowing me to have my land back.
No,
that's never
took
gonna
that
happen.
Burn Square.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Two
it's
wars.
ours, motherfucker.
I'm about to get my buddy John Redcorn up in here next.
Should have won the war.
Oh boy.
You left Mexico and then you let the Americans invade, and look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, American settlers, not the military. I just realized, Tap and Die, that you're no longer Dion. You're in the turkey suit. You're chicken.
What?
Cat.
Turkey. Turkey.
Oh, the cat.
Turkey suit.
With the freaky eyes.
Yeah, he had a picture of Dion. With the freaky eyes. His avatar has been Dion in the turkey suit from Indianapolis, and then it's like, oh yeah, because I was looking at an old episode.
Fun day. Oh my god,
that was great.
Dion did not want to do that the whole weekend, and once we did, holy shit,
he really
owned it though.
Oh, he did.
Man, he owned it as soon as it happened. Just owned all of it. It was lovely.
I still like when that Michael Myers cosplayer walked by.
Oh my god! I actually cut together a video I gave to Jeff of my camera and then the phone. Like it was kind of a double thing, and then once mine cut off, it goes straight to the phone. Of like how everything went down from 2 angles and stuff. It was pretty good.
Yeah, but I do love how he takes off his sunglasses like he's ready to throw down. That was the best part of that whole little moment, was he taking off his sunglasses.
Yeah, and that guy just walked by, and he stopped, and Dion stopped, and they, that whole thing just happened.
Dude, it was so funny. It was so funny.
Michael Myers versus the giant chicken from Family Guy.
Jeez, oh man. I just want to do like segments of Dion just going out like into the world in that costume, or maybe just handing out flyers in the corner like just of WCBS in that costume.
Well, get him to dress up like that at Star Wars Celebration. That would be awesome.
Oh my god!
Oh jeez,
that'll be epic.
We're trying to. Hopefully it happens. I mean, that's gonna be one hell of a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot more people there though. That's that.
Well,
here's the
thing. Thank God Jeff is 6'5" and as big as he is, because they're never gonna mess with us ever.
Yeah.
They're never going to.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, so WCBS guys. I'll talk to them next time." where the hell? Oh, never
like, who's the guy in the turkey suit? Like,
well, if they see me first, to be like, "Oh, there's the tall, skinny." Oh, wait a minute.
No. They're gonna freak out because they're gonna be like, "There's that cis white male. He's the one who's been oppressing all of us." It's like,
right?
No, he's on another podcast. It's fine. Calm down.
Right.
Let it go. Okay. Just let it go. My God.
Yeah.
Lape would be the oppressor.
I think I'm being oppressed right now, by golly.
Well, come and see the violence inherent in the system.
Oh, jeez.
God. I would like to follow Lape. I'm being oppressed by his beer reviews. Not a lot.
Yes. True power comes from a mandate from the masses, not because a watery tart threw a sword at you.
I love that.
I love that movie. I love it.
Yes.
We did that skit back in frickin' drama club back in high school. I can still quote the entire
help,
thing.
I'm being repressed.
You must have been in a nicer high school and let you do cool things like that. Mine would just make us do the same shit over and over again, like Hamlet or Romeo and Juliet or some shit like that.
Well, this was for the variety show, so.
Okay, which is funny because Romeo and Juliet requires the two actors to kiss, and it's very romantic, and it's about killings and gangs and violence and oppression and everything. But yet, like high schools and other schools will still like want to do that play. It's like, why? What's wrong with you?
So basically, Romeo and Juliet is a big city high school type of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, my high school was 5 minutes from my house. It was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but you had to take a subway and a taxi to yours. I just walked to mine.
Taxi. Oh man, I wish I was that rich to take at least at the time take a taxi. Nowadays with the creation of things like Uber and Lyft, it's like ridiculous.
Jeez, man, I love those things so much because whenever I like travel. When I have to actually get to the airport or whatever and come back, I always love that because it's like, all right, I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get Lyft and I'm gonna get where I need to go, and it's way easier than trying to get a taxi and paying out paying out the ass for it. Because it's funny, when I went to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, me and my friends were so beat from just walking around the park so much that we just got a taxi. We didn't even call an Uber because because our legs are hurting so much from walking around. And the taxi ended up being like $10 more expensive than the Uber would have been. But then for the Uber to get there would have taken like an hour. So it's like, what's you pay for the convenience. So
you really do. You really do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've only used Lyft once. Dang.
Oh yeah, dude, I use it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Never had to use it, but we'll see. Maybe I will have to in the future.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, it's really good if you want to go to a bar or whatever. You don't have to worry about driving back. It's like, all right, call an Uber and try to puke in their back seat and get home.
We call an Uber Black then at that point.
Whoa, Lape! Whoa! All right. Calm your privilege, sir.
You people make that into a movie.
Whoa! Whoa!
LMP will just give you a ride in his donkey in the carpool lane.
Hey, you
I would love to see that.
Oh man!
Just feed it carrots. It goes for like 30 miles on just one single stick of carrot.
Oh,
wow.
Great mileage.
Friendly.
Oh god, no, it was no. Labe can attest to that. It was funny seeing Dion see those horses in Indianapolis because he was kind of drunk because we'd been drinking the whole weekend, and like he sees a horse and suffers up for Bernadette. He's like,
He was right in front of me.
Oh, dude!
And he stood there for about 5 or 6 seconds, I think, contemplating life or something. And then he shakes his head. And he's like, and he just
no. He was contemplating life. He's like, this is a horse. I'm meeting my mortal enemy. I am just gonna go around.
Yeah. He just did a left face and crossed the street that was green, and I'm like, oh, we are really avoiding the horses, aren't we?
Yeah. It was. Oh, dude, it was hilarious. It was like it's one of those things. We always joke about it, and then you see it in real life. It's like, oh, this is really happening. This is really happening.
Yeah.
I really wish I would have been conscious enough to like, taking a video of it just so we could put it somewhere for everybody.
Well, I saw the horses and I figured, okay, they're still moving. He's just going to stand here. We're not going to jaywalk because we have to go around the horse to jaywalk. And then he crossed the other street, and I was like, oh, we're just going to take the long way around. So we crossed 3 streets instead of 1 because we had to cross back over. Once.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
My God!
I just love this as a
God!
I can't believe I'm hearing this stories about guys and horses and how they're afraid of them.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's actually. Well, I recently learned that Richard Tanner, the guy I worked with, is also afraid of horses as well.
What the hell?
Yeah, he told like what we were in Orlando, and like I think he sees like a carriage or something somewhere when we were there, and he's like, no, I hate horses. I'm terrified of them. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I get it. Superman is weak against horses and stuff. I mean, he has to be weak against something, but people, you got to stop being afraid of horses. They're not your enemy.
No, they're just transportation. Okay, they're transportation that will probably cost less than your car. It won't get you there very fast, but it costs less.
But you know who is
shit in your yard?
The emu. Emus are assholes. Avoid them.
Okay, all right. I'll remember to.
Yeah, there was a war fought over them.
Oh God.
The emu war.
Birds in general are dicks.
Yeah.
Some of them are tits.
Now wait a minute, LP. I heard that guy on the Bob and Tom show years ago. He used to talk about the animal conspiracy. So they might be out to get us. You just don't know.
Oh,
wait, who's out to get us?
Labe, please.
Like animals.
No,
I forget
no,
the guy was some comedian,
no
but I forget his name.
Please, Labe.
Don't like that movie Frogs.
All right, listen. I don't know.
With what is it? Oh my God.
Sam Elliott.
Was it Sam Elliott or was it William Shatner?
No. Was it Sam?
Oh,
it was Sam Elliott. Very young Sam Elliott.
Okay, no. I'm thinking of the one with William Shatner. It's like Kingdom, whatever, with the Kingdom of the Spiders or whatever. I think is what I'm thinking. Yeah. I'm thinking of that one. Oh well.
I remember that movie. The King of the Spiders.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, like it was just. It's a weird movie about him against nature or something. I don't know. It's crazy.
Captain Kirk or whatever.
There's something on the wing. Something on the wing.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen that. I can't say I've heard of either of those movies you two mentioned. So,
jeez, Labe, do you?
Jeez, what do you do all day?
Yeah, what do you watch, man? I know you have like Mel Brooks like 24/7 running in your house all the time, but come on, man. There are other things.
What do you mean?
There are?
He's still,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I know what Leif does in his spare time. He's probably refining the original 10 Commandments. Like he's always trying to see. I don't think people really understand what I meant here.
He's trying to make sure they're grammatically correct, and then he's going to translate them to German.
Well, if I saw them original, why would I want to go look for them?
I don't know. Maybe they were. Maybe they were.
Moses did some dumb shit when you were drunk. I don't know.
Maybe there were 15. Maybe there were actually 15 commandments. You're just trying to pick up the pieces of the other one.
That's what I'm saying. You and Moses did some dumb shit when you were drunk.
That was a Mel Brooks movie.
Yes, it was. That's why I made that joke for you.
Well, thank you.
It's
good to be the king.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Frogs was this beautiful disaster where all the animals in the world decide that they're fed up with humanity's pollution and they all just start killing people. But what they did wrong is, for some reason, the frogs were in charge. And it all started on this little private island attacking this family who was there to celebrate the grandfather's birthday, who was just this monumental prick. And Sam Elliott was like this... he was some kind of investigator, like going around taking pictures of the lake and all the pollution. And he kind of gets stuck on the island with the family, and people just kept disappearing. And some of them died in the most ridiculous ways. Like one guy shot himself in the leg. So he couldn't run away, and spiders just dropped out of a tree and bit him to death.
That sounds pretty.
Is that Adam Rourke? I'm looking at Lynn Borden doesn't look bad. Joan Van Ark was in this movie too. Wow.
Yeah, it's got a real slow start, but
and it goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
Well, on IMDb,
it starts off slow and then it sucks.
There's 5,148 votes on IMDb, 4.3 out of 10.
So you said the frogs, right, were the ones in charge?
Yes. Like throughout the movie, they keep like slowly getting. What's that?
Did this movie take place in Paris, France?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure where it took place. It must have been like somewhere down around Florida or somewhere, because they got like rattlesnakes and things like that down there.
Okay, so my joke against the French wasn't a good joke.
Yeah, quit talking shit about my people.
You're French?
Mostly.
He's white. He's white.
He's
part of French. All right, I'm sure Leap is part of French too. Okay.
That's why he won't surrender so easily.
Jeez.
He's Francois Rivet, and you ask if he's French?
Actually, wait a second. Yeah. Like, how the hell does that work? You're part surrender and you're part aggressor. How does that work?
Who, me?
Yes.
Listen,
I'm German and Scotch-Irish. I'm not French.
Well, there's French in there.
Same difference.
See, well, what happens is when they surrender, they kind of have a party and like things get weird and people drink too much, and then 9 months later.
I'm laughing at both that and what David Applegate just said.
Jeez.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you gotta love this one.
He just signed it. What? He has a signed copy of the book. That one?
Yeah. God bless you, David.
Take Dion to Mexico for a horse burger.
I thought the first thing he might actually like that, because it's like him defeating his enemy. Like,
Well, no. He hasn't defeated anything. He has to go out in the wild and shoot the motherfucker right in the face and then cook it.
No, put a layer of smoked beans on there too.
Oh God, the smoked beans!
How do they smoke them beans?
Don't start about the smoked beans, dude. Jeez.
He shoots a donkey. Yeah. He doesn't shoot an actual horse. He shoots a donkey and says it's the horse carcass. Bullshit on him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right. We've done talking with Stan Lee.
I guess so.
Yeah. We're done. We're done.
Totally seems that way.
Yeah,
well, hey, since we're already talking about the French, Frank, or somebody wanted to bitch and moan about Brie Larson, but I forget who it was.
Yeah, I got a few things to say about her and what a colossal piece of shit she is.
Do so, because I got something that might either make you happy about me or make you fed up with me. Either way, I think it will get the intended results.
I will never stop being fed up with you, so that's okay.
Ouch.
I'm doing my job and I'm doing it well.
Yeah. So Brie Larson, piece of crap. First, the day Stan dies, she freaking puts a picture of herself on Instagram, sitting at some little outside cafe, holding a little drink, sitting here thinking about Stan, and she's just slumped there like a fucking rag doll. Again, with her bland expression. Like, I mean, yeah, you're really thinking about Stan while you're sitting there enjoying your fancy drink and being an overprivileged piece of shit. And then there's this other post that somebody put on the fan page here. And I'm going to read it verbatim because it's kind of sickening. From the age of 6, I have known that I was sexy. And let me tell you, it has been hell, sheer hell, waiting to do something about it. Okay, first of all, if a 6-year-old is conscious of being sexy, there is something seriously fucking wrong going on in that family.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't she quoting somebody?
I think it was a quote from somebody, though. But still, to use it.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
And regardless, no, you're not sexy. You are bland and plain.
Pancake ass.
Yes. Yes.
God.
No butter, no syrup.
Just dry.
Oh my God.
Over flipped and dry.
Yeah, and this is the person Marvel's putting all their everything behind. So, and if I could get a little political, very much like the DNC put everything behind Hillary Clinton, and I anticipate the same results.
Jeez, there's so much to unwrap there. So much to unwrap.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow. Oh my God.
This is what I've been stewing over all day.
Okay. I don't know. Watch it. Go outside and watch it.
Smoke a cigarette.
Yeah. Smoke a joint or something. Like, just calm down, dude. Wow.
I
have a pint of ice cream or something. Just.
I have drained my vape pen over this.
Okay. All right.
I'm kind of glad that he went ahead and just described it the way he felt it, because I feel like that's how a lot of people, okay, not necessarily the Hillary part, but I feel that's how a lot of people feel about Brie Larson, that she's this overrated hack. First of all, she hasn't even done anything.
Well, I mean, do we know that's a quote? Do we know that that's a quote for sure?
Wait, a quote of the 6 thing.
Yeah. Is that a quote or is that something?
I thought in that Facebook post it said there was a quote from somebody.
She did a hashtag, and I think it was the name of the person who said it, I think. Like, just right after the quote, there's a hashtag.
Yeah. Can we look that up?
Why do I feel it's Lena Dunham?
The fucking
if it is, it'd be hilarious.
Right?
If it is,
Dion will go crazy.
Because if it's a quote, then like it's just a quote, and she's just making it. And we need to blame the person who made it first, not her, because she's using it. She is really fucking bland though, really bland. And the only reason I think that picture is because she hasn't done shit, and they can pay her shit.
Right.
That's really what it is. And now she's been given this spotlight, and she doesn't know what to do with it, and she's fumbling, and she's just being like, I'm going to say things that I think, and people are gonna like them. It's like, no, we're not. Shut up, you're an actor, and just be a meat puppet, and just be a meat puppet. You're getting paid quite well. Just do that. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's like when they got Martin Freeman to be the new Bilbo Baggins in the Hobbit movies. He was out there friggin' talking all sorts of shit and stirring things up, just generally being an asshole.
I mean, it's about
damn, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was out there, maybe not a lot, but enough to get attention. And it's like wrong kind of attention, dude. Keep your mouth shut and just do your job.
Yeah, I do really like Martin Freeman. But just, oh man, that's that's pretty crazy.
Well, I don't know. Okay, let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Let's throw it out there since we're the most honest group of people out there.
Okay, I like lesbians.
What?
Train of thought
I was gonna ask. Okay, guys, let's be honest. On a scale from 1 to 10.
I'm sorry. I just think of the Knights of St. Knee. Yeah, the Knights of Knee, a Star Wars story.
If that's part 9, I might like it. I don't know.
Did you see guys see that? It was on the Facebook page.
Yeah, I saw it. That was awesome.
Because I'm looking for that the post that Frank's talking about. Yeah, have you seen this, Nick?
What's up?
The Star Wars, this Knights of
the Knights of Knee Star Wars poster.
I have not. I turned off notifications for the fan page for a long time ago, and I'm glad I did because so many messages.
Yeah,
so many messages.
Here, let me put it in. I'll put it in the Google chat here. I've tried to drill all the way down to the picture as much as I could.
Well, it doesn't.
Holy shit, that's a big link.
Yeah,
but that is a huge link.
You should just share the picture.
Ooh,
in the messenger.
That looks cool.
Yeah,
but that's never gonna happen because it looks too cool.
It's too fucking cool. Yeah.
Don't say
that's kind of like what Jeff was talking about this morning. You gotta bring fun back into movies.
No, you do. And I mean, once again, like I've always harked on, it's like story matters. Story is key. Story is what will make everything else, and everything else is just is icing. It's you can make it look slick by using nice cameras and lighting, and make it sound good with a good soundtrack and things like that. But the story needs to be good, and then if you can add these characters into your story without sacrificing the story, then by all means do it. I have no problem with that. But don't make it your selling point or the point that I need to go watch your movies because you have 3 gay people, 1 transgender, and 1 black person in your movie. I don't care. I don't care if that's your selling point, then I don't want any part of it.
Yeah,
I really don't.
That freaking Walking Dead thing. They were so proud that all relationships are now interracial or gay. It's like
that was dumb shit to say. Honestly.
So what? That's what you're proud of,
right?
Yeah, and once again, they're slowly going downhill with their ratings and everything. It's just going to crap. That show is just man, going downhill. Like I do love what is it? I do love seeing the ratings for that show. Like especially the last 2 seasons have just gone to hell.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I got.
Oh, okay. No. Okay, I see the picture you're talking about. Betty Davis made that quote. I think is what it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I remember thinking she was quoting somebody, and then and the person that was attributed to, I'm like, I didn't never find her sexy, ever. Even when I've seen her, Betty. That's one of the things I could never understand with the Kim Carnes song, but Betty Davis eyes. And I was like, I don't get it.
It's a song, Lip. It's just a song, dude.
I know, but she's got them, whoever she is.
Well, they're obviously Betty Davis's eyes because they're her eyes. So
yeah.
As far as it concerns Brie Larson, I don't find her sexy. Facially wise, she is, I guess, attractive would be the nice way of putting it because she's not busted looking or anything. But
we know his standards. Well, she ain't got no scars and her jaw works.
Oh my God, Lape. Oh my God.
No. Brie Larson is feminine, as attractive as the new She-Ra.
Oh God.
Jeez. Well, I don't know anything about that because I haven't seen it, nor am I a fan of She-Ra, so I don't know anything about that.
Watch Good Morning Pop Culture from this morning. Jeff went on a beautiful tirade about this.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Oh, hell. I need to watch that then.
man. Yeah.
I went to Comic-Con.
I was.
This year, right? I'll tell you the story in a second. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Okay. So no, because I went to Comic-Con this year, and one of the things that we saw was the like the previews and the artwork that they did for the new She-Ra, and it was awful. It was ridiculously awful. I was like, yo, this looked like baby's first anime, and this somehow became a Netflix series. It was ridiculously awful. The characters looked bland. They were doing the checklist thing. And in some places, I could have sworn that the lines were not connected. You know how an anime, yeah, which begged the question, like, how did it?
No. This does beg a really big question. How long did you wait in line to see this piece of shit?
Oh no, I didn't see this piece of shit. The thing was that you know, in cons, especially with Comic-Con, like as big as it's gotten now, to the point it's so ridiculous, like you could barely walk around sometimes.
Yeah.
So they have booths set up, and depending on who the company is that's represented that product, they'll probably go all out, get like those cubicle wall looking things.
Yeah.
And they'll display like the artwork on it and stuff like that. And that's how I saw what it looked like when it was drawn and what was about. And they'll have like a few screen TVs as you're walking by, so people are interested might get online for that sort of thing. I was walking by, I was like, this is fucking awful. I can't believe there's actual people getting online for this shit. But then I saw the type of people. First of all, I saw what the characters look like on the screen, and then I saw the people online, and I was like, figures. Of course, they got you hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, they're all about checking those boxes these days, which is just dumb. Just dumb. Just make something good, man. Make something good that everybody wants to watch, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like one of the cartoons I fell in love with recently this year was Rick and Morty, and I fell hard, man. I love that cartoon. I watched it for like a month straight, just every day, like all 3 seasons. It was bad. It was really bad. I could have quoted those damn cartoons. It was really bad.
Like for example, one of my favorite shows to watch right now, like I've been binge watching it when I can, is
Voltron.
Oh God, no! Don't even talk to me about that freaking Voltron, that DreamWorks shit. That's one of the reasons I avoid buying anything Voltron now, because I don't want to get that DreamWorks crap. Just like how I avoid buying anything Ghostbusters, because I'm afraid to get anything that might even resemble the 2016 garbage. And we already talked about that one to death, so I'm not going into it.
Well, that stuff's pretty easy to avoid.
No, thankfully it is.
Yeah, it's all in a landfill somewhere, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Thankfully it is, but sometimes it kind of rears its ugly head, and they'll make like a slight variation. So if you're not observant, you'll probably realize, wait a second, this isn't the original Ghostbusters. This is that 2016 garbage. And then like they'll realize, no, you're getting the real deal. You're getting the real deal. Like, don't stop,
Jeez, man. Yeah, I would pay good money for all the characters, all their figures. Honestly, I'd pay a good amount of money for that. I remember I have I have a Ernie Hudson figure from the cartoon that he signed. I have that. Which,
nice.
Yeah, that getting that was getting that cost a little bit of money, but it was worth it because I got to meet that guy. He's awesome. He's so cool.
Yeah, he was at a con when the first year I went, he was there. I missed my opportunity though. I didn't even have anything for him to sign, so I kind of felt bad because he hasn't shown up since, and I don't know like when will be the next time he makes.
Well, usually with celebrities like that, they'll do like a year of the convention and then like cut it off and then like wait 2 or 3 years and come back.
Yeah, so that's
usually it's usually how it rolls, is just that. So yeah,
wasn't he in Atlanta back in March?
Yeah, he was in Atlanta back in March. Yeah. Well, and also some of them won't get called to the big conventions either, just because like they want the more popular stuff now, so they won't get called to the big ones.
Hot?
Because the one's hot. I know at Dragon Con this year we had Nick Frost show up.
Really?
Yeah, because like I kept following him on Instagram, and I was like, holy shit, he's gonna be there. I had nothing for him to sign. I felt like an asshole, and nor did I want to wait in that line for like a day and a half. Right? I like to be in a pee in a restroom, not on myself. So no, I'm not gonna wait in that line.
No, that's the downside of cons. Like everything nowadays is lines and lines. How I went to one today, I was telling the guys, I went to the this is the first time going to the New York City Anime Con thing, and just to get into the showroom floor, we had to make a line. I'm like, wait a second, this isn't even that large an event.
Dude, no. That's like when I went to Spooky Empire, I had gotten my ticket online. I could print it out and everything, and you had to get into a line just to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: as soon as I got in, there was only like 2 people there checking barcodes. I was like, "What the hell is wrong with you? You knew the number of pre-sales. Right. You knew the number of pre-sales.
Right?
Could you not hire and get 2 more people like on the other side and just have this thing rolling through? Yeah. You know." It was really like and like it's one of those things where like I've done a lot of horror conventions. I'm sure you have as well. You've done a lot of conventions, and you know that at some point, like how are these places not aware of the numbers, the people coming in, and to hire more people or to at least do something really efficiently?
Well, here's the thing. I had a friend who was part of like the staff for New York City Comic Con. I haven't talked to her in the last couple of years. Bit of a falling out, whatever. Yeah. But she told me that for those cons, they're all like the staff there, the people that wear the shirts and are staff or whatever, they're doing that for free. They're volunteers. So,
what? Wait, no, for the New York Comic Con?
Yes, they're volunteers.
Holy shit!
Like the people that are getting paid are going to be like the people that are actually with the celebrity, like their actual agents.
Oh yeah, the handlers. Yeah. Well, see, like, I think it's the way it is at Dragon Con as well. But also, like, I remember going to Dragon Con 10 years ago, and I was in line for 3 hours just to get in. Now you don't do that because they've got it down to like what is it? Not a barcode. It's a QR code system.
Yeah, that's what Comic Con does now too.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much easier. You just give them your ID, you give them the card. And they keep yelling at you. It's like, get your ID out, get your card ready, go. And it's honestly, I think after that first experience, there's no wait at all. I have to walk zigzag through the line. That's the longest thing. Get to the front, ID, card, done. I get my badge, I get my lanyard, and I'm off to the con. You know, so
yeah, it's ridiculous. But no, but the whole thing is that those are volunteers. So yes, they could probably fair to get a few more. And here's the other thing. I don't know if you know this as well, but you have to apply to be a volunteer, and there's like limited lotteries to become a volunteer.
Yep.
But the people who have already essentially been doing it for years, they get first.
Yeah, because they want experienced people. They don't want newbies. They only get newbies when like the experienced people like fall out or don't want to do it anymore. Exactly. That's when they'll get newbies and they'll train them. And the ones at Dragon Con are kind of assholes, man. Like they're real assholes. I remember I was trying to get in line to go to the celebrity area, and one guy's like, "This is not the line." Yeah, that's nice. Tell me where the line is. Quit saying that. Tell me where the line is. He's like, "This is not the line. Get away from this. Get away from this area. This is not the line." Then point to the line, asshole. You know, don't do that. Just clear directions. Clear directions. Okay, all you gotta do. This is not the line. Line's over there. This is not the line. Line's over there. That's it.
Line.
All you gotta say. Not a big deal.
That's all really it is. You're helping out a customer. It should as simple as that. You should be a little more professional and tell them, hey, look, line is this. Line for this is this way. Line for that is that way. Or if you don't know, or you really can't answer that question, there should be always somebody nearby for you to say, ask that gentleman over there, and he'll guide you. At least be more professional about it. That's one thing that.
No, yeah. And like I think the people who've done it too long have been there, and they're just like, you know,
jaded.
They're jaded. They're just like, oh my god, these people. It's like, well, then don't do it if you hate it this much. If you don't want to be here, then don't do it because you're not getting paid for it, obviously.
Exactly.
What you're getting a ticket at half price or something? Get the fuck out.
No, I think that they get some of the benefits that come with being volunteers. For example, like if they want exclusive merch, I think they kind of, I don't think they get the right to it, but they kind of get like a better chance at getting some of like exclusive merch early on and whatnot.
God, you want some con stories, man? Jeff needs to be here too. He'll tell you some shit. We both have done conventions before, and there's some shit. And I knew I still have some friends who used to work the conventions as volunteers.
I know,
and they've told me some shit as well, like about contracts and things like that, and all kinds of stuff, and how like some people are dicks, and some people want this, that, and the other. Their demands are weird and everything. So,
I got to tell you one, but I'll save this one for off air. I don't want to get this one getting out on the stream.
Oh, okay.
And it's not really anything bad. It's just if I say it, I'm pretty sure if somehow this gets back to my friend, she'll be like, "Wait a second, I never told you this," and I would normally not care, but she knows where I live, so I don't want that.
So what you're saying is she's gonna come over and possibly spank you. What was what you're saying?
Oh God, no! I don't. We've established that a long time ago. She said it already.
Oh, okay. Damn, dude.
That, no. What she said basically was maybe 10 years ago there could have been something. She's basically telling me that I'm too young for her.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
So we're done talking about Stanley.
I would have wanted to, damn it.
No, we brought up cheese. Weren't you paying attention?
Oh yeah.
We switched topics.
I'm pretty sure you already sent the letters. You get Stanley.
So that Frank could see the black holes of space, the space-time continuum, ripping apart
the curvature of the universe.
Well, yeah. Frank, just for you. Like I said, I don't see. I do not see Brie Larson as a sexy woman. I don't know what she's looking at herself. Maybe with a little makeup or something, her face is okay. Body type wise, not even average, really. Like you just kind of got like a bland thing going. The photos of people with that suit on are not flattering.
Yeah, you need to
have more ass than you do. So that's
oh man, you need to calm it down with the anger. I mean, she quoted Betty Davis, not a big deal. You know, it's fine. I know the whole, you know, political thing is always hot as well, but like, you know,
just think that
ease it down, man. Ease it down.
Yeah, I know. I care too much sometimes.
I know.
Hey, let me quote a famous poet once said, "The sun, it will come out tomorrow."
Wait a second. Is that what the poet said? Or is that what you told your followers? Like 300 BC?
God damn it, Lieb.
Bet your
you
bottom
didn't even
dollar
do it right. Jesus,
the
man.
sun will come out tomorrow.
Okay, you said that to your followers in 800 BC.
What haiku bullshit is this?
No. I have to say,
I know what it is. I know exactly what it is.
I was trying to do my best beatnik impersonation.
Well, you need some bongos and a cigarette.
Oh yeah, the sun. Yeah, bongos.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Good enough. All right, you tried. You tried.
Tomorrow.
God damn, you're old.
Also, you need a beret, dark glasses, and a turtleneck.
I can see that.
I've never seen a beatnik, so I don't even know what one looks like.
Do what now?
I've never seen a beatnik, so I don't know what one looks like.
I mean, I remember Doug, the cartoon. His sister was a beatnik.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so like that's kind of my go-to beatnik like outfit.
Or if you ever saw the second Goofy movie, what was it called? Like String Goofy movie. There's a bunch of beatniks on there.
Oh my god, I love those movies.
Gilligan when he was just Maynard.
Oh, jeez.
I can't watch that movie series anymore. Tap and Die.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, which movie series?
Goofy movies.
Why? Why? Because they're Disney. You can't.
No, not
because they're series. There were only two of them.
I don't know why, but I was rewatching. No, I saw that movie last year. I was watching it, and I was like, all right, I haven't seen this movie in ages. Let me watch it. And then
I think you're talking about there was a show Goof Troop.
Yeah, no, I watched all that stuff as a kid. I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, I watched anything that was a cartoon. I think I found stuff like Simpsons and King of the Hill. So, hey, and those are quality. So we're not knocking King of the Hill. We're not putting them on there.
Yeah, don't forget Darkwing Duck. All right.
Oh, Darkwing Duck. Oh, come on, that's a great. You know, I've rewatched a few episodes, and I never noticed the Marvel and DC parodies before.
What?
As a kid, I never noticed the parodies.
Okay, all right. I'm about to say.
So I was like, oh, I didn't realize this is who this is supposed to be. Oh, like that's supposed to represent this character. Like I was rewatching. I was like, this is actually a pretty cool show. Now when I think about it, so I sat back and watched a couple episodes, and I forgot to rewatch them.
It's a wonderful show.
It really is. And again,
one old school cartoon. Jeff failed to mention on Good Morning Pop Culture was Scooby Doo. We are giant Scooby Doo fans.
Oh, Scooby Doo! I like Scooby Doo, but My favorite one never saw a conclusion, and that was 13 Ghosts.
What do you mean? There were 13 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
No. They were supposed to have ended with like the official 13th ghost, and it never actually had a 13th ghost. Apparently now it's gonna have the 13th ghost.
There were I don't know, man. I remember just there being 13 episodes. I was like, all right, that's good. We're done now.
Yeah, they didn't catch a ghost for every episode. It was supposed to be the king of ghosts or something like that, like the ultimate demon that they were supposed to.
I don't know. I watched the new one on Boomerang, and it's a little too self-aware, and I don't like it.
Which one? Be Cool.
Yeah, Be Cool. I'm not a fan. I got Boomerang for like 7 days, and I watched all of them, and I was like, nope, I can't do this. I think what was it? Mysteries Incorporated was really, really good, and I really wish they would have followed up with that, because that would have been awesome. Because you had the kids in their little town of Crystal Grove, I think is what it is.
Oh, it was Coolsville.
Well, no, yeah, it was probably it's Coolsville.
No, it was Coolsville and a pup named Scooby Doo.
That's what it was.
Don't ask me how I know that.
Why do you know that?
Yeah, well, it was in their small beach town, and they went to high school and everything. I think even like Shaggy's dad was Casey Kasem, like voiced by Casey Kasem. I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's great. But it was an overarching story over a couple seasons, and it was like really, really well done and a lot of fun. And I was hoping for more of that, but they got canceled. And then now we have Be Cool, and Be Cool's just like, they keep making the same joke. It's like, oh, look, another haunted place with a ghost. Oh my god.
I think to me that was like the intention. Like they realized, okay, we're being.
No, I mean that's obvious, but it's just like I don't want that. I mean, it's fine, but it seems very 2018 for that kind of thing, and it's like, nope, I can't do this. I can't do this.
That's cool. I mean, for me, I enjoy it because like I said, you don't probably enjoy the self-awareness of it. I kind of do, because there are times I'm like, I never really thought. I mean, like I've thought about this, but then I'm like, I never really looked at it from that perspective before. I would say they sometimes get too self-aware that they give the joke away without letting you catch on your own. But
yeah, it's just odd, and I'm just like, it's okay. This will last like watch this. This is the show that lasts like 10 seasons from Scooby Doo or something. This is the one that'll last a long time. All the others are just like 1 and 2 and 3 seasons.
Well, the good news with Be Cool is that it ended early on, so at least you don't have to know that show went more than 2 seasons.
Yeah, it seems like they can't get more than that out of Scooby Doo. It's like it's just the way it seems.
You really can't, because there's not that much material to really work with. If you keep making the same jokes over and over again.
Well, no, like that's why Mystery Incorporated was better, because you had them with their daily lives or overarching stories. What is it? Velma having a thing for Shaggy, and Shaggy kind of dealing with it weirdly. Daphne and Fred, trying to get together. Daphne was trying to nail him down, but Fred's like, I need to make a trap. I need to make a trap or something for the ghost.
Well, first of all, that's never going to work for Daphne, and I will continue saying this. I do not believe Fred has any type of emotion or any type of attraction to either of the 2 girls.
You're probably right.
He's that freaking mascot, man. It gives it away.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, and I kind of like that, because it was fun, because you had this overarching story of like, oh, they're not the first mystery team in this town. There's been other ones, and they're uncovering this giant crazy mystery. What's going on in the town actually, and why there are always so many ghosts and horrible people in this in town. And I thought it was really well done and very, very good. And that I think that you could have written out at least for like 5 seasons, at least 5 seasons. Mm-hmm. But that's just me. And I mean, I wish it would have gone further, but it didn't. So that's fine. At least we got 2 good ones.
You know what would have been cool? First things first, I gotta say this. I still think that the worst Scooby-Doo incarnation, aside from the really easy ones, has to be What's New Scooby-Doo?
I knew you were gonna say that one.
How'd you know I was gonna say that one?
I don't know. I was just like, he's probably gonna say What's New Scooby-Doo, and I don't know how.
It was okay. I hated the show itself. I was like, wait a second, what is this show trying to be? It was like that was. Whatever year that came out, it was like it was the show of that year. Like it had all it's so dated by today's standards that you look back on it and you're like, okay, what are they making jokes about here? I don't understand this. So unless you live during the or have some idea what they were talking about, you're gonna be lost. But I just never.
Oh my god, that okay. I understand why you didn't like this. I'm looking at the introduction right now. It's like I think the song is done by Simple Plan. Okay, no wonder. Okay.
Wait, I don't think the song's that bad. I think the show itself just sucks. It's like after the introduction's over, I'm like, damn, we're in for a train wreck, aren't we?
I still like a pup named Scooby Doo. I still love that show.
No, I think somebody is contractually obligated to keep making Scooby Doo series to keep Frank Welker in work.
I am fine with that. I love that show and that franchise. I'm okay with that. I'm fine. Yeah. I mean, I got really excited when there was the Supernatural episode of Scooby Doo. I was like, oh my god, it's happening.
Yeah,
I remember back in the old days when they had freaking Batman and Robin on.
Oh my god, yeah, with the bat cookie. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, bat milk.
Bat milk. And I was like,
yeah,
I was about to say, what do you mean by bat? Do you milk bats to make this milk, or is it like you're calling it bat milk because you're handing it to somebody?
They made Alfred do it.
Yeah, Alfred's upstairs like, you motherfucker. I hate this so much right now.
You know what, in my opinion, really should have continued, or I really would have wanted to see more of, was, remember when they basically kind of like not so much rebooted, but they kind of took the series in a different direction when Zombie Island came out?
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. That was a big thing on Cartoon Network. It was like, oh, Scooby Doo, but like you've never seen it before. Or something like that. I remember there being so many advertisements for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. It's still one of my favorite movies out there.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh god, yes, yeah. That one, so good, because I remember watching as a kid. I think it came out on like a Saturday night or Saturday evening or something. It was really, really good. It was a lot of fun because you finally got to this point of like, oh, the monsters are real. Holy crap!
Like they're actually, and again, the whole thing about the movie is a twist at the end, really, because yeah, the monsters are real, but that's not the whole story to it. And when you get to the ending, it's like, oh shit, we did not see that coming.
Yeah. It was really, really well done. I had a lot of fun with that one. The movies I've always loved, I think, more than the cartoon, because I've seen Boo Brothers, I've seen where Shaggy turns into a werewolf. There's one with some witches in it.
I like that one, the werewolf one.
Thank you. Yeah. There's one where like, oh, there's the what is it, Ghoul School?
Yeah.
I remember that one.
There's the one where like there's like some like witches in a town. I think Tim Curry voices a character in that one. I forget what that one's called, but
that was called I think it was called The Witch's Ghost.
Witch's Ghost. Okay, all right, yeah. So there have been a lot of good ones. I actually downloaded a pack off of like Pirate Bay a long time ago. It's like 125 gig pack of like everything Scooby Doo ever.
The best Scooby Doo thing I ever saw was on the Robot Chicken, where they go to Crystal Lake and Jason's killing them all.
There was actually an artist who had that, who did Scooby Doo things with different characters, and I think I bought one for myself and one for Jeff. I bought mine with Jason Voorhees, and I gave Jeff Michael Myers and Scooby Doo. And I was just like, oh, and it looked exactly like one of the panels from the cartoon. Like the guy did an amazing job. It was really well done. It was hilarious though. Oh man. I do love Robot Chicken because they're able to do that. Like they're great. That's a great show.
No, but to add on to Frank, I wanted to also mention this one earlier. Is like, what would have been interesting is if they actually did that Family Guy joke where they had Scooby Doo murder files.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I actually wanted to do. You remember like there was a Scooby Doo reference, and I think it was, what is it? It's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yes.
Okay, remember that reference?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a huge Grindhouse movie fan. I love the old 70s and 60s like crazy shitty movies from those eras. I love them all. And I want to do a Grindhouse like trailer almost with Scooby Doo, kind of in that vein. Because I love that genre of film and I love that franchise so much.
I mean, it would work. It really would work.
And like the whole thing would be it would be about them trying to find Scooby. Scooby's missing and somebody's got him. This way we don't have to have the dog. We just don't. so we forego that whole thing. But that's an idea I've been kind of toying with and making a short for, because like I really want to do that really badly.
Well, set a date and fly me out there. I'll play Shaggy. I got the walk down, Pat.
Oh my God! Wait, are you constantly high? Is that the walk you have?
I could do that. I can method act.
Thank God.
Well, here's the thing.
Jeez, Scoob, pass the bong.
Well, apparently now Shaggy's a badass, so you're gonna have to be able to do a few fight scenes for us.
I can do that too.
Yeah, in one of the more recent Scooby Doo movies, I forgot which one. Apparently, they hypnotized him, and he became this like badass that beat up an entire bar full of bikers. Just took them down one by one.
Okay, what? Okay, sure.
No, look it up. It's on YouTube.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt you at all. It's just that's really odd.
Well, I mean, of all the characters in the series, my favorite's always been Shaggy, because there's just so much that they've done with him, and he's always just been much more interesting character than me. Like, you have this stoner that comes from I think they referenced it a few times. He comes from a pretty much okay, well-to-do family. And he's a stoner with a dog in a mystery van that I guess he found or something. And it's like, what are these two guys doing with these other three people? These three normal people: a rich girl, a smart nerd girl, and ascot boy.
Oh God! No. Speaking of be cool Scooby Doo, there's a new one coming out called Scooby Doo and Guess Who. That's what it's called.
Well, I sense a train wreck. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I was just like,
listen, I can no more lower than this.
Yeah, we are running a little long here.
I don't know. I will do almost anything to own the Scooby Doo van, though. I would like to own that car really badly.
But I was just thinking though that Nick, you were talking about how you wanted to do you say Grindhouse like sort of commercial for Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I want to do something like that, because like I think it'd be fun. You know, I'm just into that kind of stuff.
Wouldn't it be cool like if they're looking for Scooby, they need help, so Black Dynamite shows up and then he has a three-way with Velma, Daphne.
Oh my! If I could get Michael Jai White for a day and convince two girls to do that, I would do that in a heartbeat. I'd just be like, "I need you for a day, sir. Please help me out."
Screw it! I'll do that too. Just put me in blackface.
Oh yeah, that'll go over really well.
And that's how this episode of the show got banned.
I don't give a shit. I'll do it.
Yeah, there was also like I think recently there was like the Daphne and Velma movie on Hulu that they had done, like a direct to DVD thing. It was really weird because it's only Daphne and Velma. It's very strange.
Okay, question: was there any type of fondling between the two?
There couldn't have been because they were like in high school and not at the they were not 18 yet.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen those like weird live action ones all of a sudden.
There was a live action one that came out in 2018, I think, and and it's funny because I know where it was filmed in Georgia. I know where it was filmed. And I know one of the guys in the movie as well. He was like one of the teachers or something. I know him too because I worked with him, and it was just really odd seeing that. It's so strange.
Well, first of all, I don't think the dynamic could ever work because one's always getting caught and the other one's never being listened to half the time. So,
it was like their first case and their first encounter and their first thing with each other. So it's just like, okay, I kind of buy this a little bit.
Here's the thing about Scooby Doo, and here's the thing. The bait is not one of the girls. The bait is the stoner and his dog.
No, yeah, 100%. And like that's one thing that was good about Mysteries Incorporated. They were all like Fred always made them the bait, and it was funny. And like the traps he had were like Goldberg devices, and they were overly elaborate, and it was awesome. And Velma's like, "Why do you need this?" He's like, "Listen, he would get like Traps and Chains magazine or something about traps, or like it was like a thing that kept going on. Like, dude, it was Yeah, it was just like like an obsession with him, where he got like a magazine subscription to like this this thing, and I thought it was so well done. It's so hilarious.
Oh my god,
like a porno mag. Traps.
Well, no, well, and I mean, you even had his dad break down in him. His dad was like, I think, big into it as well, like in the cartoon, and so it was really a lot of fun, a lot of character depth there, and a lot of things that I wish I would have like fleshed out more. But whatever, 2 seasons, it's okay.
Oh my god. So the gayest character in Scooby Doo loves traps. That's all
God, so much is explained.
Oh, that was too good.
Apparently they're slated to do Scooby Doo Return to Zombie Island.
What?
At some point, they're doing a Return to Zombie Island movie at some point. Which
Why?
is
I don't see how the story's finished. It's like what Jeff was saying, the story's over.
Well, I think they're just milking it for all it's worth now. So it's
oh god, they need to stop this. They need to stop this in entertainment. If anything, I would take a Scooby Doo and WWE crossover number.
There's already one of those. It's a Scooby Doo and WWE Curse of the Speed Demon. August 9th, 2016.
Yeah, I know. There's 2 of them. There's the one with John Cena, and rightfully so, I have to say. I find enjoyment in both movies because I just feel they're not really taking themselves too serious and they're having a little fun with it.
Oh yeah. The Scooby Doo and WrestleMania Mystery, March 25th, 2014.
Yankee, Don Knotts, and Phyllis Diller.
Oh my god, I love that one so much.
The thing about that movie is that they use John Cena as a lifeboat. They use him as a raft.
Oh my god. I mean, to start getting the movies and watching them as well, just because.
I actually have a copy of the second WWE one with when they're with Undertaker.
Oh my god!
I kid you not. Like one of the funniest things is just like seeing an interaction between them, him and Shaggy and Scooby, and I'm like, in some ways this is so wrong, but in some ways this is still very entertaining. So let me continue watching it, and. And I like towards the end, like when they explain everything, the villain reveal is kind of like obvious, but the way how they handle it is like so meh that you just can't help but have a chuckle at the end of it and be like, you know what? I actually enjoyed this movie. We need more Scooby Doo and WWE movies.
I mean, it's one of those things where you can pop them in almost anything, and it would be at least entertaining to watch how they react with these characters.
Scooby Doo and me, Hulk Hogan. That's all.
It was me, Scooby. It was me all along.
Scooby Doo at the Playboy Mansion.
Oh my god, we would have Daphne and Velma having to pose for Playboy.
Oh my god.
I can imagine that.
It would be a weird one. It would be a weird one.
Shaggy would be feeling all kinds of weird about seeing
No. Shaggy would feel weird, but then somebody would give him a pill. Somebody would give him a pill. It's like, here, man, you'll feel better for taking this. And it's like Molly or something.
It's like, so I can't get it down.
Or it's like acid or something. He just starts tripping balls.
Like he isn't.
He'll be feeling weird about it. Could care less. And Fred will be like probably talking to the pool boy or something.
Yeah, he keeps like Daphne's naked and he's like, listen, I'm trying to get good tips on how to scrub a pool. Calm down, lady.
Which is actually going back to like what I was talking about earlier, how much I used to like 13 Ghosts. This is one of the things that's very interesting to consider about that show is that there's no Fred and Velma. It's Daphne, Shaggy, Scooby, and Scrappy, and then they adopt some weird foreign kid that might be Mexican. He was an orphan, so I guess they just needed him to cock block them when they get a chance. But I always found it weird that it was those two and no Fred and Velma. And I'm like, did Daphne and Fred have a falling out or something? And she decided, hey, I'm gonna downgrade to someone that actually.
No. What happened is that the condom broke and she was late and they had an abortion and they're just never gonna talk about it ever again.
So that's where the 13th ghost came from.
Oh shit!
Oh dear.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Oh my god!
Bringing it back, man. I like that.
I can't believe we dedicated like an entire like almost an hour just talking about Scooby Doo and shitting on Fred being
It's
gay.
been like 45 minutes. It's been interesting because I watched it in the 70s, and that's about it.
Okay, Fred. I'm Fred. Okay, Late. Let me ask you a question.
Although I did see
I think we're going to get off the show.
The 2 live action movies.
Back in the 70s, did you guys get any weird vibes from Fred too? I know back then it wasn't acceptable, but I'm just asking.
I did when I was 10 years old.
Scots do you own?
How many what?
What? Lape, how many ascots do you own?
Ascots. None.
All of them.
But I used to have this will be funny. I used to have
Leap is a man. He's a manly man. He has Gal Gadot as his wife, and
no,
yeah,
she's too skinny and looks like a boy.
To be completely honest, I have met and seen Lape's wife, and all I can say is, good job, sir. Good job.
All right, thank you. And good night. No.
Oh, she's gonna beat his ass tonight.
What?
Pull out the whip.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
I don't know. No, I don't need to know that kind of stuff about you, Lape. No.
Gonna get the spoon tonight.
Oh God, no.
I'm lucky.
Oh jeez. I don't want to know about that. That's something I want to know.
All right.
Okay. Now I know where he gets his motivation for his beer reviews now.
Oh God.
But their second favorite Lape is actually now down here in the basement with me. So.
I'm sorry.
All
What?
the silence.
What?
Wait, what?
Tap and Die in LMP. They always bring Kellogg's into everything. So.
I did not bring her up. That's LMP. She doesn't know who I am. Remember, I don't exist according to her, and I'm okay with that.
According to her, wait. Was it her? Or was it you that said I should be deported?
I don't remember that.
That was me.
Oh my God.
That was
Well, you should, but that's beside the point.
Well, excuse me if I'm here on a temporary visa or a permanent one. I don't even know how to read what this paper says.
Listen,
You better not pass through Texas.
Listen. You're here. Just enjoy it. And if somehow your paperwork runs out, it got burned up in a fire, and you just don't have it anymore. So whatever.
Well, there is according to the U.S. government, if I continue telling people that Fred Jones is gay, I'll continue to stay in this country. So. Now you know why I keep saying that over and over and over.
Okay.
Yeah, David. Even David agrees with me. Yes, everybody thinks Fred is gay.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't say was gay. Is gay. They ain't gonna be. There's no was.
He's gay. Why?
That man is always. There's perfectly fine available ass right next to him, and he wants to focus on the mystery.
I don't know.
Is that freaking ascot of his?
Well, back in the 60s, I think Hugh Hefner wore an ascot while he smoked his pipe.
Yeah, he did.
Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Hugh Hefner could wear at least a more manly looking ascot compared to Fred Jones.
Listen. By that fact, your argument is void and you lose. Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I mean. Nah, I'm not
going
to
Exactly. Yeah. Good day, sir. Good day.
Do we want to talk about our other topic or
what? The Hall of Fame?
Well, no, the veteran stuff.
Okay.
What's up time? Be good to. Yeah, I can still do it.
We're getting close to Frank's bedtime, so we gotta.
Well, Frank can go first then, since he's not into war movies. Frank.
Yeah,
come on. You Quaker?
I'm
not fucking Quaker.
Do your people know how to make oatmeal?
that is true. White people do make really good oatmeal.
Oh shit!
Okay,
Lape invented that too.
I'm not a big fan of war movies, so I am going to cop out. My top 5 are the Rambo movies.
Okay.
Because he wages a one-man war in every single one of them.
There you go.
Yeah. See?
Was that so hard?
It was.
Like, is your head hurting? Is you bleeding from your nose? Shortness of breath?
I'm just worn out now. Let me tell you.
Just say the original Star Rewars trilogy, Revenge of the Sith, and Rogue One.
Oh my god.
No. Well, I've never seen Rogue One, so I can't claim that one.
You're not missing much. Don't worry.
I know I'm not missing much. That's why I haven't seen it.
The best part is Felicity Jones behind, so in her lips.
Jeez, Leap.
Pancake.
She does not have a pancake butt.
No, but she's got the syrup and the butter on there. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
God.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's whipped butter, nice and creamy.
Easy.
Easy.
Hey, the old man woke up. Yeah, people are gonna wonder
Is
where did he
that
go?
what you call your dick? The old man?
Whoa.
No, not that.
Old man woke up. That's what you call it?
No,
I'm out.
old man leap. For 40 minutes, I just sat and listened. I didn't say anything. So now.
Good night, everybody.
Well, we know it woke up at least one Kellogg's ago.
Oh God.
Well, yeah, twice in my life, right? 21 years ago and 19 years ago.
Yeah, it's a good run.
Yeah. It's fun while it lasted. I guess technically 22 and 20, but who's counting?
Okay, who's next?
I don't know, pick.
Go ahead, LMP. You've been going last every time.
Thank you for pointing that out. War movies. I really can't think of any war movies off the top of my head that I may have watched that. So I'm gonna go with the next best thing.
Are you a Quaker?
What?
What are you, a Quaker? You don't like war movies?
What? No, it's not. Wait, I'm not you. Jeez. Why would I be you ever? Anyway. War movies. Damn, I had a couple in mind, but now that I forgot about them, it sucks ass. Okay. War movies.
You asshole.
Exactly why you write them down. You put pen and paper and write them down.
Okay, in no particular order. I can only think of a few. So here we go.
Oh God, only a few. Here we go.
Here we go. I'm trying to remember the name of
20 minutes later.
Oh, I got it. Infinity War, Call of Duty, World at War, and that's a movie. Damn it! Don't tell me otherwise.
No, it isn't. No. I'm sorry. No, I can't. I'm not going to condone a video game as a war movie. You need to try harder.
Hey, LMP just disqualified his slot.
Did them not feel inspired? The Russians, damn it. We owe them that much. And lastly,
okay, all right.
Oh, hold up. The best war movie of all time. Rocky IV.
What?
Rocky IV. What? American versus the Russians. In the ring.
You're so full of shit.
That's a boxing movie.
That's a freaking war, damn it. We lost a good American hero that day.
It's like that's equivalent of calling the Karate Kid, an Asian film. What are you doing right now?
That was a good one.
Honestly, I have nothing else to go by. He said we could use action movies, so I was like,
do you have a computer? Do you know how to computer?
Yeah. Well,
Can you type in the word war movies and then pick something?
I got nothing.
Battlefield Earth would have been more appropriate.
Oh God, man.
Yeah, actually, it would have. There's a war in that one,
right?
Yeah,
that's war on your psyche.
That's a shit movie, but I'll give you that point.
I'll tell you this much: when it comes to like watching war stuff, I've more been interested in watching war documentaries than I have war movies.
Then name a war documentary. Then name one.
I can't, because they're all basically the same thing. It's like the same thing on the History Channel.
Anyway, Leif, you go next. LMP has nothing left to say.
All right.
Exactly. I never really did. So.
Shush.
Well, we're gonna call him Quaker. Quaquero. Gracias el Quaquero.
Quaquero.
Okay, so this is no particular order because I didn't think about trying to order him. So, The Longest Day.
Okay.
The Big Red One.
Ooh.
I don't know if I like Platoon or Full Metal Jacket over one another. So they're kind of.
I mean, they're of the same era, just different aspects of that. You know.
So we'll count them both, and MASH.
Oh man! Oh yeah, I'll give you MASH. I'll give you MASH.
Okay.
It's not a movie, but it's still that war thing.
No, it was a
LMP,
movie
that was
first.
really difficult, wasn't it?
It was a movie
Yes,
first.
it is, because I can't think of any off the top of my head.
You got a bunch of Quakers in here.
First, then it was a TV series.
Yes, it was a movie first.
First of all, I culturally cannot be
Donald Sutherland.
Okay, Nick.
Quaker Pro.
The one that sticks out in my mind the most is the Band of Brothers.
Oh,
It's a long series, even though it's not a movie. It's still related to World War II.
That HBO series?
Do what?
The HBO one?
Yeah, the HBO one.
Yeah, so okay, cool.
Yeah, I think I watched it in history class, and I actually bought it and rewatched it. It's really well done, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only war thing I could actually like rewatch and enjoy over and over again. Everything else is kind of just like. Another one that I watched, I think last year. Yeah, last year, Dunkirk. Dunkirk was good. I really liked that movie. Dunkirk was good.
I forgot about Saving Private Ryan.
How do you forget about Saving Ryan's Privates? Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen Dunkirk yet.
That was a good.
Like they had it in the 70 millimeters, so I went to go watch that version of it, and it was worth it. It was entirely worth it to watch it that wide. It was awesome. The shots ahead of the scenes ahead of the planes like landing and trying not to crash in the water were really, really well done. And you could tell that I hope they were real, because if that was CG, that was really good.
Yeah,
but it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Did real quick though, did you see that other HBO series, The Pacific? It's pretty much like the Band of Brothers, but in the Pacific Theater.
No, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I think the only person I could think of off the top of my head that has this was it John Bernthal, the guy who plays the Punisher. He's on there.
Yeah. I think that was a sequel to it, and I was just like, I'm kind of satisfied with Band of Brothers, and I'm not going to watch a sequel because I thought it was just like, you're milking this for all it's worth, and I'm not going to watch this.
Well, technically, it's not a sequel. It's set in the same area, but it's in a different one. But I'll tell you one thing though, it has that little kid from Jurassic Park, Timmy.
Oh my god,
he's all grown up and he's a Marine killing Japanese.
That's weird. It
is weird.
Oh god, I don't think I could watch that then. That makes me a little bit like less likely to watch it now, because like I'm like I know he's a fully grown adult now, but seeing him as a Marine in that show, it's just gonna like ruin that.
Yeah,
that thing I have about him. It'd be weird. It'd be a little weird.
Well, it's like that one. I forget the actor's name, but he's in Band of Brothers. I think he's a lieutenant and then a captain, but he's also in Office Space.
Yeah, Captain Dixon or Nixon. Yeah,
because it's like he's this goofy character in a lot of different things, and here he's very serious. So anyway, did you finish your list, Nick?
Report?
Yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Yeah,
okay,
the guy who's like Mike.
Them TPS reports.
Oh god, those damn TBS
reports. Yeah, like if you go to a clip of Band of Brothers and it shows his character in there, you'll just see the comment section full of get those TPS reports. It's hilarious.
Yeah, jeez. Headquarters needs those TPS reports right now.
Yeah, basically.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, that was a damn good series. I remember watching it. I was watching a lot. And I remember I also got the Blu-ray transfers and everything that came out with them, and it was beautiful. So well done.
Yeah, they're gonna be $10 for this Black Friday. The Band of Brothers Blu-ray. I saw that. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, oh, dude, definitely get it.
Yeah, because I'm tired of watching on Amazon. Because I only have Amazon Prime on my tablet. Like every time I want to log back on my Xbox, but I have to ask my mom to do this and that. She doesn't want to do it, so I just can only watch it on my tablet. So that's why I need to buy it on DVD. Just go ahead and do that.
Yeah, man, physical media is still good, because you'll get a lot of interviews with Blu-rays. You'll get a lot of behind the scenes stuff with stories and everything. So I think it's also good to have that, because you won't get that from the Amazon stuff. They won't give you that. So
oh yeah,
definitely.
Okay, I guess I'm next then. So my list, no order. I'll start from the top to bottom. It would be Black Hawk Down, Hamburger Hill, the original Red Dawn, A Bridge Too Far, and Zulu.
Oh, Bridge Too Far, that's a good one.
Zulu. Wow, that's really going back.
Yeah,
that's a good list.
And actually, I have a second list,
wasn't it?
Yeah, He's on there, and there's a bunch of people on the A Bridge Too Far. Was that Robert Redford? I think on there. James Caan, Sean Connery. What was that other movie? There's a bunch of them, and it's a pretty good movie. I remember I saw it like when I was in middle school. They put it on for us, and I was like, man, this is. I didn't get to see it all at first, and then like the first thing I did when I got home was I went to the Hollywood Video and rented the video cassette.
Good old Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Names were the dice.
Yeah, but I had another list because it's kind of funny. It came up because Brian brought it up about, was it Full Metal Jacket and Platoon? I have like a list of Vietnam War movies I like, but because I like them, so I put them as separate ones. So I put Hamburger Hill, Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, We Were Soldiers, and Apocalypse Now.
Ooh, good list. The thing I hate about Vietnam movies, and this is a minor thing, they always play 3 songs from that era over and over again, in all of them. And it's always annoying. It's just like, it's because they did it in Kong Skull Island as well. I was just like, why do you play these songs over and over again?
Let me guess, one of them CCR. It ain't me. It ain't me.
Yep, definitely.
Fortunate Son.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix. That Jimi Hendrix one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like those 3 or 4 songs from that era. It's like, no, I understand what you're doing. I get it, but fucking quit it. Were there no other songs that came out in that era that you can pull? Anything?
Yeah. There were lots.
Well, what I could say about Hamburger Hill is I think they play one song. Not any of the songs you mentioned, but a song that's sort of well known. But that's about it. Like it only plays that one song that one time, and the rest of the movie, it's just whatever, just other regular, soundtrack music they made, just regular, the sound effects and all that. They literally only use one song that people probably would know in that whole movie, but the rest of it's just, the action and other stuff, the characters interacting with each other. But I was surprised they only had like that one song, and then everything else was regular. But I do understand what you say about the music. But like I say, but I would say though is check out Hamburger Hill. I don't think a lot of people know about that one. It's a real good one, like because everyone knows Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, and Apocalypse Now. But I feel like Hamburger Hill sort of got left to the side, even though it is a really good war movie, Vietnam War movie.
I have seen that one. Yeah.
There's somebody mentioned Robert Redford. One of his movies that I really have been watching a lot lately is A Spy Game. Damn good movie.
Damn, it is. I love that movie.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a Cold War element in there.
Is that the one where he's like a almost retired CIA? And
no, he's retired CIA and he's trying to save Brad Pitt's ass.
Yeah.
Like it's like his last day on the job.
Yeah, it's his absolute last day on the job. He's trying not to get fucked, and trying to save Brad Pitt at the same time and make sure everything fits together.
Yeah, because some stuff. What's funny is he put stuff in a burn bag because that was supposed to be like in the 80s or 90s, and I've actually used one of those burn bags with the stripes. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a
wait. Hold on. Where the hell did you work and use a burn bag?
Right.
Or wait, hold on. Can you not say? What's the deal with it?
No, it was 30 years ago. Today, because Sergeant Pepper taught the band to play, but. But no, my part-time job when I was in high school, we had secure documents from time to time that had to be burned, and they had
in high school.
Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
That was before those what they have nowadays, those shredder bins. You just put in those trash cans.
No,
now.
We had shredders too.
No, the bins.
Oh,
no, I mean the bin. They have those bins now with the locks on them, the padlocks.
Yeah, but see, when we were getting rid of documents, we had to specify when, how they were being destroyed, and when, and so because what you have on a burn bag is there's an inventory of what's in there and being destroyed.
Oh, that's weird.
So now I was in Germany. I was in Patch American High School. So it was a
okay.
After
They
work
were
job.
burning all the World War II secrets. Gotcha.
Not quite, but
the Stasi after you.
No, but I didn't have access to top secret crap, but we had confidential and secret. Many times it was budgets and expenditures and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But no, those burn bags looked just like that. I was like, oh my goodness, that's
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And when I lived at Patch in the 80s, they also still had the pneumatic tubes between buildings and stuff too.
Oh wow, that's insane.
You'd be walking down here as it goes up.
Yeah, now people just text message. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but
But anyway, that was I saw that movie. That was a good one too.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, speaking of Robert Redford Spies, Nick, did you ever hear the one or see the one called 3 Days of the Condor?
No, I haven't. I've heard I need to watch that though.
Yeah, it's really good. But then what you should also do, I do highly recommend, is read the book 6 Days of the Condor. It is really good. Oh my God, it's real. I couldn't believe how good it was because I just sort of read it because it was a recommendation, and because I was doing research, for the stuff out since I've started writing, and my teacher, a professor of mine, told me he's like, your story kind of reminds me of this. He said, read this book, and I read it, and it's awesome. Like it's kind of cool how because that's back then when they didn't have all that technology like the cameras and Wi-Fi and all that stuff, and it's really cool how they sort of have to investigate and stuff like that, how to find something. It's
I was actually writing a story years ago, probably 10 years ago, about a group of Christian kids who got stuck on the side of a mountain in the snow and had to eat each other. So I read what was it, Lord of the Flies for that, and that really helped out.
Mm-hmm.
And really helped me flesh out the story and stuff for that. So yeah, first time I've read that book, and damn, it was a very interesting read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're right about that helping out. Like I said, it helped me out when I read that book, but it was still just a great story to read at the same time. Real fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't want to be. Was it Piggy?
Piggy. Tell me Piggy.
Piggy. LMP. You want to be Piggy?
God.
Hell no.
Well, Kendo's in the chat.
You want to die?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in
God,
chat.
what is he?
Big Rig,
what is he doing?
old Smokey himself.
That's about
Except
it.
he did it in all caps. He's screaming at you.
Jeez.
All right.
Anyways,
so
all right,
it's time to wrap it up.
Hall of Fame, huh?
Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. It's almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So last week I forgot to announce the Hall of Fame. Does anyone remember who it was?
No.
You're
supposed to remember this stuff.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Alexandra Daddario was the Hall of Fame.
Jeff's main squeeze? Yeah, okay.
Yes. Very nice. So this week I'm finally letting Frank have his way. And
yay.
Miss Bernadette Peters.
Woohoo.
Congratulations. I found, well, we'll see. I'll share the thumbnail and see if you like it.
What the fuck? Someone
holy shit.
Kenny's here.
What the hell's going on?
Hello, Kendo.
Kendo Woke Slice here.
I heard this earlier.
Oh, he's in.
Oh, there he is.
In here. There he is.
The great Vanilla Hulk.
It's Vanilla Chill himself.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
It's all right. Got in from work. It sucked, but I'm here.
Just like Dion, you're just in time for the end of the show.
Yeah, I saw you guys were still going. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and just show up for funsies.
Yeah. Is that a Quiet Riot album? No, they would have that guy in the mask.
Yes.
That looks very familiar. Don't tell me. Eddie is the character. Motley Crue. No.
Do I strike you as someone that would have a Motley Crue logo?
I don't know. Uh-oh.
That was weird.
Oh, Nick came twice. Oh,
I'm always coming twice.
Wow.
Easy there.
I guess he phased out, and now we have two of them.
Yeah, that happens. One's my evil clone. He's the one without a beard.
Yeah, man, shit happens on a Friday night.
So you're not the last standing Samoan anymore.
Well, he's my clone. I can kill him. It's fine. And we're both last standing. Unless of course he's from the future, and then we're still both last standing. I can't touch him.
Iron Maiden.
There he goes.
There you go.
There we go.
Good job, Brian.
He killed the clone.
Thank you. I didn't want a murder-suicide situation on my hands.
Well, I'm going to bow out, gentlemen. I guess you're in capable hands here with two pros in the main show.
There's no guarantee.
All right, Frank.
All right. You have a good bed night.
All right. Good night, everybody. Stay cool.
Right. Hey, man. See ya.
See ya. Is he gone? Oh, thank God! Finally.
Man, I'm glad that guy's gone.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Fucking Quakers.
Back to Quakers. Okay.
How do they still exist?
I don't know. All that oatmeal they were saying, it's a what's an oatmeal racking or whatever.
What do you
Mafia,
mean,
the oatmeal rock.
How do they still exist?
I don't know. I thought they died out or something.
No, I don't know. I think there's they call it the Friends Church or something like that. There's one in Philadelphia in the Old Town section still.
You guys talking about
He phased out.
Yeah.
You roboted out or beep boop.
Wait, just
And
when
we
we
never
got
heard-
back on the show, he's gone.
And we never heard from him again.
Who?
I think we ran out of stuff to say.
I was trying to be quiet to see if he came back.
Who?
You.
Kendo.
Oh, there we
I'm
go. There he
here.
is. What did you say, man? We didn't hear you.
Why are you guys talking about like Quakers as in the people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you
Yes.
for verifying that. I don't know.
Riveting.
LMP and Tap and Die have been going back and forth about Quakers all night.
Well, I heard
except
they
for the
both go back and
45
forth,
minutes
so it's
Scooby Doo. They did talk about Scooby Doo for nearly an hour, so
I'm sorry. It was. Hey, man.
it was good. It was organic.
It would have
you
been
know?
2 hours. Okay.
Yeah, Nick will talk about Scooby Doo to no end.
Yeah, I do love that show.
Yeah, we talked about it for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Dana McKay to send me pictures of her dressed as Velma. I'm still waiting for that.
And I'm waiting for you to share those.
It'll happen. It'll happen. You know it will. Come on.
And
now.
we won't show him to Lape. We'll just tell him about him because he is the one that's got the hard on for her.
Well, I mean, she is topless in Amazon Hotbox. So.
Oh well, how about that? So
Yeah. And I believe I'm mailing you the Blu-ray of that Monday.
I believe you are because I sent you some Cash-O-Ramas for today. Although
Yes, you did.
I was tricked. There was a good 5 minutes there where I was a little worried that I didn't send it to the right person because a different name popped up than what I
Yeah,
expected.
I know.
I'm like, sending this to Nick. All right. And then it says, you have sent $40 to Aaron Brown. I'm like, who?
Yeah, I set up that PayPal for that for her website, so that's why it's like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't
That's
worry,
why-
it's fine.
Well, that's why I sent you another text message and I was like, hey, I sent it just for you to go, yep, I got it, as opposed to, I didn't get anything back. Damn it. Now I got to hope that this person is, honest.
Yeah, no, I got it. I received it. Yeah, basically, yeah, that PayPal exists to for her website, so I can make money off of it. So
Nice. Yeah, I literally forgot about that because I remember you sent me the message while I was at work about the movies, and I'm just like, yeah, get that one. Yeah, all right, yeah, get that one. And then the other day I was sitting there, I was like, didn't I fucking have Nick buy something for me? So I went and I pulled up my text message. I'm like, I did.
yeah,
That's why I messaged you. I was like, dude, I totally forgot that I had you pick those up. It's been a hectic time.
you're telling me, man. October. Whew.
Yeah, I was like, I completely forgot that I had it because when you messaged me that, I was like, movies? What fucking movies am I having? What? No, he doesn't usually. He buys me movies in quotations, yes. And then you were like at the con. I'm like, oh fuck, that one dude from Indy. All right, yeah. So, but I was like at work, and I'm just like firing off the messages really quick, trying to like get the deal done because I'm like, I literally have like 30 seconds to be able to read and comprehend and send these. And then I was like, shit, I forgot. I think I had him buy me something. I need to send him money.
Yeah, I got the money. I just need to put it in my account tomorrow, and yeah, I'll send you the stuff out Monday for sure.
Cool. That's what I'll do next week on one of my days off is Watch Amazon Thoughtbox and Spabes from Space.
Well, also
Spades from Outer Space.
Space from Outer Space. That copy's signed because like they had one that was signed, and I was like, hey, can I take this one? They're like, yeah, sure, you can take that copy. I was like, all right, good. Nice. So
a collectible item.
Yeah, I got your signed
6
copy.
People care about
Space from Outer Space, and then a sealed copy of Amazon Hot Crotch. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to open those up and watch them before you send them to me, I would not be.
Oh no, I already have my own copies of those movies.
Okay, because my friends and I, back in the old days, whenever we'd get movies for each other and things like that, we would always watch them first. And then
see what I used to do in those days. I used to open them up for friends, and then copy them, and then give them to friends. Because
that works too.
Because I'm still able to actually like rip and burn movies. So. That was a fun time. I have so many of those discs lying around everywhere.
Nice. Yeah, we considered that the handling fee. It was like, dude, I bought you like a box set of like Band of Brothers. I'm gonna watch it before I send it to you. All right, that's cool.
That's a good handling fee.
Yeah. It's like I want to watch this too.
Yeah, we were just talking about Band of Brothers.
You know, it worked both ways.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, it worked both ways. Everyone got something out of it.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Amazon Thoughtbox.
Well, the one thing it doesn't have a sweet music video that I shot of Dale Jepsen. So
Roadhead, give me Roadhead.
So like that dude that you bought those from, are you like on regular speaking terms with him? Because you seem pretty palsy.
Yeah, I know about those guys pretty well. Okay. I know Brian more so because I would hang out with him and stuff at other horror conventions because he used to live in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Bickert, I know him recently actually from hanging out with him a lot in Florida when we were at Spooky Empire. I talked to him a lot about stuff, so it was fun.
So theoretically, you could drop a line for me that says, "Hey, my buddy's got these movies. He likes those, and he wants that, Bikers from Hell movie or whatever." Is there a way he can send you money and you mail it to him?
Let me see. Actually, he might have a website. Let me check real quick.
Yeah, I checked out their website and I went to like the store thing, but it didn't look like they had any place for you to buy stuff.
Yeah, I'll message him, and I'll definitely message him the next couple of days and see what I can find. Perfect. I'm sure he's got some copies like sitting around. I'll just have to like go to his house, pick it up, and like mail it to you. That's it, or whatever.
Yeah,
so
I know you got me the Dick Tanner plug. Anytime I need something from him, I can be like, "Hey Nick, talk to Dick and get me whatever." I'll send you $20.
That's very true. I recently made him a double feature DVD, which you have both those movies. I think you and Leif have both those movies anyway, so it's fine. But he wanted to put up both of them on one disc, so I had to help him do that. So
Once Upon a Nightmare and Room for Rent.
Yeah,
I got both of those. Yeah, because when I bought my Frankenthug copy, like when it got shipped out, the envelope that came to me was like this big fucking honking thing, and I'm like, this is a huge fucking mailer for one DVD. And I opened up, and there was multiple DVDs in there. I'm like, oh shit, I got the hookup.
Yeah,
I wanted to think that it was a special thing because it's me, but if Leip got it, I know that's not the case.
I got them individually, I think.
So did I.
Yeah, blame Richard for that.
But you don't have a copy of Strip Club Massacre signed by the World Class Bullshitters.
Oh God,
no, I do not.
I do. It's a one of a kind.
Oh my God, that piece of shit fucking movie. Oh jeez.
It was given away. There's some people, lucky people, walking around with very special limited editions signed by me and Dion. And we had nothing to do with that movie.
No. I made like 11 copies, and I gave them out at Indianapolis Horror Hound.
Yeah, and Dion and I were signing them.
I didn't give a shit, dude. I just didn't fucking care.
I kept the one that all four of us signed. I'm like, I'm gonna have all four of us sign this, and I'm keeping this for myself. Why? Because I can, and it's awesome. And I can walk around saying, I've got a copy of this movie signed by the World Class Bullshitters.
Yeah, I actually had. I did have 11 made. One of them was for my mom because she didn't get the movie. Because Bob Clark is a motherfucker. So
to be fair, none of us really got the movie.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. So I had to make sure my mom got one copy of the first movie I ever worked on. So
yeah. So if any of you guys out there, all two of you, want to know Nick's real thoughts on the guy, join us on the Patron.
Oh my god, dude! Holy shit!
We did a commentary for that movie, and it was Nick Uttam's finest hour.
I think the commentary was 3 hours. It was an hour and a half of the movie, then another hour and a half of me like blabbling,
drunk raging.
Yeah, just being like, he's a motherfucker. I hate him. He took my childhood. You know, like
it was great.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, we went on a bender to get through the movie, and then Nick went on like a fucking.
Dude, well, no. Here's the thing. Before we started, I think you can hear me take 2 shots, and then we can to drink, and then I continued to drink.
Right.
Oh yeah, and we kept pace with you because it's like, dude, he's suffering through this. We're gonna suffer with him.
It was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we drug you through that on the Fan Caste early on too.
Yeah.
I think we watched it afterwards, and I was more technical questions, asking stupid things like back focusing and all that stuff.
Which is fine. Which is fine. I'll talk technical shit to you about that movie all day. I don't care. I'd rather talk about that than the actual experience of making that horrible piece of shit.
It looked like it was a miserable experience just based on the acting.
Oh, dude. You know. I've told you the stories. You know.
Yeah, and I've told you about how I tried to watch it on Amazon and I couldn't get through like 15, 20 minutes of it. When they beat that chick with the log, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Are they witches? I don't get this. That would have been a better story.
Well, here's the thing.
They were like witches.
Well, here's the thing. Because the bad strippers were way more compelling than the two girls who were the main characters. They were pieces of shit. Like, they were horrible to work with.
Yeah, Cocoa and Fruity Pebbles. That's the acting you got out of them. It was like watching a box of Fruity Pebbles act.
Fuck, man. They were goddamn terrible. Every day they were horrible to work at. I swear to God, like, we would shoot a scene and they'd be like, all right, well, go back to 1 and let's do it again. And they're like, no, we want to watch that take. It's like, no, you don't get to watch that take. We need to go back to 1 and do 3, 4 more. They're like, was it good? It's like, no, it wasn't. That's why we're doing 3 or 4 more.
Duh.
What can we change about it?
You say, listen, dance monkey. That's your job.
And then they'd be like, well, what did we do wrong? Everything. Redo it. That's why we're doing 3 or 4 more. It's like, God damn it! Yeah. Like, and that's a prime example of why you don't hire fucking models to be in your movie. It's a prime example of that. You hire porn stars because they at least can somewhat act.
They're models.
Not well, but
yeah. Well, I mean, models with air quotes. Let me put that up there.
All right. With enough makeup, they're models. Yeah.
Dude, you have no idea. Especially, I think it was Courtney. Oh my god, dude! I saw her torn down. Like, I would see her pretty much torn down, and she would leave set. It was a day and night difference. It's like a princess. It's like the Princess Fiona and Shrek. It's like seeing the monster and then seeing the human version of her that's very much like better looking. That's how it was on a daily basis. Yeah, it was. Dude, it was, and they were fucking insufferable. Both of them. Hate them both to death.
But Courtney, was she the one that looked orange?
Yeah, and once again, color correcting both of them were like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. I can understand that. There's certain shirts I don't wear in my videos because of that.
Did Leifenstein talk about his experience on episode 150 like we did?
No, he didn't go into great detail.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No, I just said, what did I say?
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, and something else though. Oh yeah, it took us a half an hour to figure out that Nick left.
The hell is that?
No, I noticed right away, and I felt jealous. Like, damn it. When he's like, my internet went out, I was like, shit, there goes my excuse.
Dude, no. What you do is you say you have a heart attack. That's it. Just do that.
I think
just be sitting here and all of a sudden be like, oh.
Yeah, I think if Phil and Dustin would have been there,
mute my mic.
Dude, Dustin is such a fucking asshole. My God.
Yeah,
but it was good talking to Joel. Never talked to Joel before.
I honestly think if he had been there, it would have been way worse.
Oh
yeah, it would have.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff would have cut it off after like 25 minutes.
Tell Kellogg's to shut up. Like,
what?
Tell Kellogg's to shut up. That's what he said.
Oh.
You can hear her groaning. And...
Yeah, she's playing some game online or something.
Well, real quick, I wanted to say something about the strip club massacre or whatever. I think I tried to watch it on Amazon too, but the only thing I was looking for was Nick's name. And I'm like,
which is all the way at the fucking end. It's all the way at the end.
I thought it would be at the beginning. I'm not like, so I was like, I'm gonna see, Nick's name. He helped make this movie, and I didn't see it at all. And I got kind of pissed off.
The blonde bitch bimbo was Courtney Riggs.
Mm-hmm.
Big Riggs.
Courtney Riggs and Alicia Watson. Those were two. By the way, they're
Big Watson.
God, their promo girls aren't even fucking models. Basically, they just stand there looking pretty in their skimpy outfits and handing you Red Bull cans for free. That's what they fucking do.
Yeah, but they're so flat. Now you talk. Well,
would you guys like a Jaeger bomb?
Okay, no. They would not do that because they cannot say Jaeger properly. They can't even spell Jaeger.
You want a Jagger bomb?
Jagger bomb?
Jagger.
Jagger bomb?
I don't care if they ever hear this either. They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah. So
I'm sure Lape's like stalking them or something like that, so he can cut this clip and send it to him.
I
thought Courtney was the other one. So yeah, I thought that was the
Courtney was the blonde one, with fake boobs. Like it was funny because she pulled them out one day and then she was just flat chested. I was like, oh my god, neither of you have boobs or ass. What the fuck?
Yeah. She's a fake blonde too. So. Was she wearing?
They offered you the shot day.
The what?
The shot of the day.
No.
Promo girl.
We're back to promo girls.
Okay.
Body shot.
You're cutting out, buddy.
What about navel shot?
There were no shots. There were nothing. Even with there being nudity in the movie, they were both like, "No, we're not doing it." It's just like you signed the contract. It's in the thing. We're not paying you. And it just didn't happen.
There she goes again.
It was fucking.
She brings herself up. I don't bring
terrible,
her up.
Dude. Fucking terrible.
How long were you shooting?
Promo.
That?
That's
4 months, man.
Okay.
Well, 4 months on and off, not 4 months straight through. Like just to be clear.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
And then another.
I was gonna say 4 months. That's like a real movie.
Well, that's why you hear me in some of the episodes, like every now and again, where I would get a day off and I'd be on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one time where I popped in. I was like, "Hey, Jeff, let me in," and he's just like, "All right, man." And then I popped in.
Cool.
But for the most part, yeah, I was AFK, and I just shooting the movie. And then when I had to edit it, fuck me, dude. So much bullshit. I still have the hard drive of the damn movie. We shot so many stripper scenes that we didn't fucking use. So many scenes.
Use those as bonus material.
No, there was a whole thing we had with 2 strippers on the stage, like dancing with each other. We didn't use it all. I think we used 10 seconds of it. It was dumb. I was just like, whatever. Basically, we shot extra stuff just so Bob would have something to jerk off to. That's it.
Oh shit.
Well, I mean, he is paying for it.
Yeah, he wasn't paying enough, man.
Oh, so.
That was the rumor anyway.
That you've got all
No. That's not the rumor. It's a fact. He was paying fuck all.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, didn't you listen to the commentary?
Yes.
Oh god, I can't hear her in the background.
Yeah. Well, she's not on her Twitch account. She does have a Twitch account. She was playing some thing yesterday.
Well, I'll try video games time. She's not really not tonight, unfortunately.
Life is Strange for me as she was playing.
Damn it, Kendall left.
Life is Strange.
He did.
Yeah,
well, he
died in a fire.
I think his internet connection kind of went.
He roboted out.
He'll
the
be
wayside.
That's
No,
what
I just wanted to say, guys, I'm gonna call it a night right now. I'm kind of getting. Oh, there he's back. I just was gonna say, please tell Kendall that I hate him because he gets the McRib and I don't.
Yeah, we did talk about that too.
But
Jesus.
yeah, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Gonna do a few things before I go to bed, and I got a long day ahead of me.
All right.
Nick, was good talking to you. Kendall, great talking to you.
Man. Good talking to you too, man.
Guys, you already know where to get me if you need to stalk me late.
What, south of the border?
Yeah, it's funny. I always have this weird dream that one day I will wake up and I'll see like Brian Lape standing above me, and I'm gonna be like, Lape, why are you here?
We're going to White Castle.
Oh, thank God.
You know what? I want to make that movie. I want to make that movie.
Right. Yeah. That's a
On that note, good night. That definitely is a movie.
Already made that movie.
Anus and L&P go to White Castle.
Yep.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Yeah.
But I have a question, Nick.
What's up, man?
What's the story behind the Boys of Somerville? I heard Jeff bring it up every once in a while. Because I don't think I've heard them explain that before.
Okay, all right. Boys of Somerville. A friend of mine has made this movie. God, years ago. Brooks Benjamin. He's a writer right now. He's on Twitter. Super nice, super nice guy. The nicest guy I've ever known in my life. Super nice guy. Never raised his voice. I've never heard him fight with his wife. Like he's a really nice guy. I'm at their house probably like as many times as I can throughout the year. Very nice people. He used to be a filmmaker. One of my first two film, I guess, gigs or jobs you could say kind of were through him during the 24-hour film fest.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is before that. No, this is before that. He made a movie called Boys of Somerville before that, and I remember one of the movies he did before that I knew him from and became friends with him was Point of Fear. But I went to a premiere of Boys of Somerville, years ago. Met the guy, made good friends with him. We've been friends for like 10 plus years now. And a long time ago, he gave me copies of a movie called Boys of Somerville to take, and I was doing the conventions at that point. So what I would do is I would take the boxes and, these big conventions on a Saturday in the middle of the day, I'd put like free movie take one. Mm-hmm. And I'd keep it in a folding chair and keep it outside. And like they would be gone in like, a couple hours. Like the entire box would be gone. So I kept doing that for him and just to get the movie out. And Jeff found it. He's like, give me the rest of the boxes because I might use this for like stocking stuffers and stuff like that. So I mailed him like 2 of the boxes that I could find. I think there's still like 2 or 3 more in my house that I gotta mail him. But that's kind of the story of it. And it's just one of those things like he made a movie that didn't sell really well, and he gave me the remaining like I think 200 copies of it or something. Okay. So Jeff has them. I don't know what he's going to do with them. He may toss them into the wind. He may give them to Patreon people. I don't know. But that's kind of the story with that. So,
well, I hope he signs them. I'll take a signed copy.
Well, no, Brooks never signed any of them.
No,
I wish he would
Jeff.
No, Jeff, he'll probably
Jeff
sign
and all
them.
y'all.
Well,
that's what I mean. I'll take it.
Yeah, because we
hang out at Horror Hound.
Yeah, we're actually gonna be in Horror Hound in March.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we could do that. We could sign a bunch of copies, and we could have autographed copies of the Boys of Somerville by the world class.
He would not be
in the collector's item.
That would be awesome.
I think he'd be happy that people are just watching his movie. I think that's what it would be.
Oh man, that would be so cool though. Okay, because that's because I followed the whole series. I've watched all the episodes. And that's like the one story I never, they've never said what was the story behind that.
Well, that's what it essentially is. Is just that like this whole thing happened. It was like kind of a bit weird thing, but like and I think I still have like another box or 2 I need to mail Jeff. I'll probably do it one day, along with Kendo's DVDs.
Mail them to me so I can one up Jeff and be like, hey, look, I got more copies of this movie than you do.
But hasn't Jeff given away some?
He might be. I don't know. Hopefully he does.
Yeah, I thought he's got
a couple boxes of them. So I don't know what he's doing with them or he's done anything with them or anything. So I don't know. I know. Yeah. Because he used to be. Brooks Bender used to be a filmmaker, and then he he was in Knoxville too long, and Knoxville where film goes to die really because there's nothing there for it. That's why I had to move out. And now he's just writing books, and he's got more success doing that than anything else. So yeah,
well, that's good.
He's also him and his wife are also teachers. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Now I'm in on the story.
they're wonderful people. I love talking to them all the time. I'm going to their Friendsgiving get together Friday. So, yep.
Cool. Wait, late. Didn't we end the show like an hour ago? Late.
Sort of. We started to.
I just realized we're still alive.
Yeah. No. I never fully closed it out, and then Kendo came along. We started chatting with him, and Frank left, and LMP left, and
I'm still here.
Mute when I'm not speaking, so you don't hear my daughter screaming. So
well, it's okay. LMP ain't gonna yell anymore at her.
Yeah, the dogs probably need to go out soon, but hey,
Okay.
I'm just glad I have heat, and I'm not at my parents. And my parents, it's so funny moving when we stayed at my parents' house last night and it's like, oh, my wife and kids and the dogs. This is like old times. Different dogs than last time, but hey.
Oh shit.
Had the geckos over there. Yeah, and I came back this morning, it was 51 degrees in the house. So it didn't get too cold. So it could have been a lot worse. But yeah.
Speaking of, how was the job interview?
That one, I think it went fairly well. The hiring manager is a little hard to read, kind of holds his cards close to the vest, but there wasn't anything where I was like, oh crap, I completely screwed this up, or no, I don't want to work here. So that's good.
Mm-hmm. You didn't tell about the beer reviews, did you?
No. Yeah. Beer never came up.
You didn't speak in German, did you?
No.
That's a deal breaker.
Only if asked. No. But I did I got an offer from a different company today, so I have to look it over and see what's up with, see where it came in.
Oh.
So that one and the company that gave me an offer and where I was today are my first two picks. I don't know which I like better. I'll have to think about that over the weekend, but so it's looking hopeful. So anyway, but yeah, I got my last check from my former employer today, and it was actually more than a month's pay. So that was cool.
That's good.
That was the option that
money.
I had that I said, oh yeah, how much? Okay, yeah, I'll sign that. So that at least gets me through November and stuff like that. Now she's being loud again.
There she goes.
Just to take one of your beer bottles and smack her across the head with it. Just throw it out. Shut up.
Yeah, I probably have as many beer bottles.
Make her get a job.
She has a job. I probably have as many beer bottles
Make her
as
get
we
a
have
second
copies
job.
of Somerville.
Oh my god.
Well, you saw all the ones that I had here in the basement, right? Over in the corner, all the boxes and bags of beer bottles.
Yeah.
I have at least that many in boxes and stuff in the garage somewhere in multiple places.
Jeez.
Empty beer
You
bottles.
started that as a hobby. Now you're collecting the.
Yeah. Well, several years ago when I was making it more often, I said, I need some bottles, and also my friends gave me just tons. Once they understood the types of bottles I needed, I was getting cases of them. So
I think we should just send them a bunch of those fucking Red Stripe stubby bottles.
yeah, I've never had Red Stripe. That's made in Jamaica, right?
You'll hate it, but
I mean, supposedly, I think it's made in Jersey.
It's bottled in Jersey.
Made in Jersey with the water out of the East River. Yeah. So, but hey, other than that, and there's a new, is it Guinness aged in some kind of with bullet bourbon or something like that? I've seen people post.
Oh no, I think it was aged in bullet bourbon barrels is what it was.
Right.
Which is weird. Like aged beer is a weird thing to think about. Like I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep. Oh, it's been for quite a while in the craft beer. Yeah, and it's usually high craft beer, usually, something like a stout or a heavy porter, and they put it in bourbon, and there's been wine barrels and sherry and all kinds of stuff. And now someone made a bourbon where they aged it in a beer barrel. So it is starting to go the other way.
That's crazy.
I'm like, that's just weird. And there's I I think Founders makes one where they I forget it's 3 things. I think they have the bourbon and then they age honey in it, and then they make beer with the honey. You know, they put that as an ingredient, and then they age it in that same barrel or something bizarre. I forget.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But now aged is not like for years. It's usually only a few months. So.
Okay, yeah. Because when I think aged, I think of like whiskey and things like that.
Oh yeah, nothing that long. No. I think the Kentucky Ale down in Lexington, that's the bourbon barrel. That's very popular up here. The bourbon barrel aged stuff. Maybe when you're up here, I'll give you some beer to take back with you.
There you go.
And that one is they do it by coloration and stuff, but they make their own bourbon, so they don't have to go get barrels from anybody.
Gotcha.
But their pumpkin, two of my favorite beers are they have a barrel aged stout that's pretty good, but their pumpkin bourbon barrel aged beer is very good. That's one of my favorite pumpkin beers.
Such a white girl.
Such a white girl. That one is 10 or 12%. I forget what, but yeah, it's one of those.
You remember the good old days when you could just drink beer and it wasn't like a crazy arms race between craft beer makers?
Yeah. Now that's funny you say that, because there was a beer maker in Germany. I forget the name of it, and it was
God damn it, late.
Oh, it's in Scotland. Brewdog. They were going back and forth. Literally, they had Sink the Bismarck was one of the ones that Brewdog.
Oh yeah, they had a show on Esquire Network for a while, and then that whole network went down.
Yeah. Now I still have a couple bottles of Tokyo. And if any government official is listening, I'm mistaken. I meant something else. 18% beer. It's pretty good.
I doubt it.
So, but yeah, I ordered it from there. Now they make stuff. Now a lot of the Dogfish had theirs used to be 18% with the 120 IPA, but now it's just 16.5. 16.5 was apparently easier for them to make in larger batches and be more consistent. So, because those big beers, you can't do them in huge million barrel patches. It just doesn't work.
Gotcha.
So anyway, but I don't know. Do you guys still want to chat, or are we going to wrap this up, or what are we doing?
I'm gonna have to go pretty soon. Yeah, I was gonna probably just leave in the next 10 minutes.
Yep. Let's
fruit
wrap
cakes.
it up.
Bye.
All right, get the dogs out. All right. Well, so Frank and LMP have already left. This has been episode 58 of the Fan Cast, and joining us was Kendo Slice.
Hi.
Well, this is the outro.
Bye.
Big Rig Nick Uttam.
Old Smoky.
Okay. I will see you guys next time.
All right, and Tab and I sign us out.
Bye, Frank and Doug.
Jeez.
Amen. Wamen.
Wow, man.